following is a presentation of Flow Sports.
Good afternoon, FloRacing. Happy race day.
Just how lucky we are to be able to tune in the Flow and watch pretty much any race we want.
This is what you saved the most money for. We are free.
Well, race fans, thank you so much for attending tonight's tribute to John and Robbie pageant. We are live from Silver Dollar Speedway here in Chico, California. And what a show we have planned for you tonight. Winged 360 sprint cars, and currently 40 race cars are here tonight. 40, a great number as we kick off the first of 4 consecutive nights of racing here at the Gold Cup Race of Champions. I'm Troy Hinnick, joined by one of my best friends, Gary Thomas, as we'll call the 360 races here tonight. Of course, we're going to welcome you here to the 72nd Mike Curb Gold Cup Race of Champions. This year, it marks the 45th year the Gold Cup has been at the Silver Dollar Speedway here at Chico, and of course, part of the Silver Dollar Fairgrounds. We're going to have opening hot lap session here, number 1 on the racetrack. We'll get you car numbers, names, hometowns, and sponsors. But before that happens tonight, we want to remind you of tonight's in memory and honor of the late, great John and Robbie Pageant. You know, it was their vision in 1980 when they brought the Gold Cup Race of Champions from West Capitol Raceway in 1979 up here to Chico in 1980. With the vision of Robbie Pageant, she was the one that said, we can do this. Of course, John and some of his cronies said, nope, it will never work up at Chico. We need it down at Sacramento. Robbie said, trust me, let's do it. In 1980, they did it. And now 46 years later, Gary Thomas, we are still here and enjoying the Gold Cup Race of Champions.
Pretty incredible, Troy Hennig. This is the crown jewel down here in California. I love those great overhead shots that FloRacing produces each and every year, and it's going to be another fun night to showcase our local stars.
Well, you said it right there. We have some great local talent. We even have some out-of-towners, out-of-staters that are with us here, and even some drivers out of this country, GT, that are with us tonight. So we'll get you caught up on some of the lap times, as this is very opening moments here at the Gold Cup Race of Champions, the first of 4 nights in a row. And we are super pumped to be here. It's great to see the pit area full with haulers. You look to your left off of turn 4 and all the way to turn 1. Nothing but race cars and race car haulers here tonight to kick things off in grand fashion with the John and Robbie. Well, GT, it looks like yellow's going to come out. They're telling these drivers to stay on the racetrack. They're going to get a second attempt to get some hot laps here.
Something we've seen quite a bit out here in California, where they let the opening group kind of just pack in the track a little bit, and then should give them a quick green-white checkered hot lap session to finish off group number 1. Car right there that was on your screen, the 75 Tony Gomes, 13.658. That was the fastest lap so far. And of course, Tony was the winner here at the Chuck and Tyler Wolf Memorial last month.
Yeah, great event that is. Over the years, we've had a tribute to Tyler Wolf, the youngest sprint car champion in the history of this racetrack at just 19 years of age. Unfortunately, we lost him in an accident down at Calistoga Speedway in 2012. Chuck Wolf, his father, remained true to the sport. He fielded a sprint car, and he kept drivers here at the Speedway. Unfortunately, last October is when Chuck passed away. So this year, we renamed the event the Chuck and Tyler Wolf Memorial, one of our bigger events on the season.
Yeah, always a special night. We're talking about some of those overhead shots, Troy.
Yeah.
You just mentioned all the trailers that are wrapped around this pit area, and that's what we're going to see all weekend long here. It's sprint cars, and more sprint cars.
Well, with that overhead shot on your FloRacing screen at home, man, if you see where the racetrack is, and just to the right off of turn number 4, we're talking to the people at home, there's the Silver Dollar Pavilion. That's the place you want to be each and every night after the races. In fact, tonight, after the races, we'll go live with a band called Guilty as Charged. We had them here a couple years ago. They're a fan favorite. we want to remind you, everything we do here at the Speedway, SLC Promotions, the Sweet family, the Copeland family, and the Larson family, all of these events before and after the races are free for the people that come to the races here and attend the grandstand and also the pit area.
That's been a game changer these last few years since SLC Promotions took over. We know it used to have a charge to it, but it's got a lot of people over there to drink a lot of beer and have a lot of fun. That's the key for the Gold Cup.
Well, we talked about them tonight. Guilty as charged. Tomorrow night is the world-famous Glow Party that's hosted by the Gold Cup barbecue crew. Friday, I know we'll be involved with this, GT. It'll be the world-famous chili feed in the Miss Gold Cup Bikini Contest. That's presented by Lentz Foundation. On Saturday, all kinds of things going on in the pavilion. We'll keep reminding you throughout the week. Best thing you can do, though, is follow us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and on the X. Back up to speed. Here we go. We'll see if anyone can improve on Tony Gomes' lap time. 13.658, the quickest so far in hot laps. Well, checkered flag is out, race fans. Now, a new driver up top. That's Joel Myers Jr. Fastest lap right now, 12.861. Currently the fastest lap in hot laps. Braden Sharamonte, the 73B, at a 13.112. We'll bring out the next group here very shortly, and we'll get you caught up on some of the drivers and who are here tonight. But once again, 40 race cars for the second time we've been able to host the John and Robbie Pageant Classic here in tribute to the former great promoters here at Silver Dollar Speedway. The cool thing tonight is Gary and I talked about earlier, GT, you and I might be kind of the last of the Mohicans that actually worked for John and Robbie and got a little cheddar for it.
I was going to say, you started with them back in the 90s, and then when I kind of came along, you brought me in, and luckily John and Robbie said, yeah, we can let this kid help out. They could have said no, but they didn't, and we both owe a lot to John and Robbie. If it weren't for them, we probably wouldn't be here today.
I've never told you this story, but I have brought multiple people into the booth, and Robbie Pageant told me one time, that's your guy. And she was talking about you.
I like that.
So she called me at times and let me know, get some people off that microphone, but you were not one of those people that she said, let's get them out of there. So
yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks for being here. I mean, obviously, you're a big help to not only me, but SLC Promotions and the entire Gold Cup weekend here at the Speedway. And more cars on the racetrack, GT. Of course, you're familiar with this X1 car, Chance Grasty.
Yeah, Chance Grasty gave it a heck of a run on Friday night with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing. At one point, Troy, he got the second in the feature, ended up with a top 5, but a mighty fine run for the first-year 410 driver.
Well, not only that, GT, but a lot of great laps around here and at Placerville Speedway.
Won your Tartar race earlier this year as well.
Want to look forward to him. Levi Klatt, driver in that Snow Motorsports, number 17. Excited to see him. He does well up in the Pacific Northwest, and he's only had a handful of starts here at Silver Dollar Speedway, but that Snow Machine, always a good one right there. And there's another good one up there from Washington.
Yeah, Levi Hiller in that Rudine Racing 26R, one of the bright young stars out here on the West Coast. Runner-up in the Skagit 410-point standings. His first season running the 410. He got a couple of wins on our SECT Speed Week as well.
Well, the hits keep coming, man. Another youngster with us here tonight, Austin Wood, who has 2 wins this year at Silver Dollar Speedway, but awfully impressive. A champion last year at Placerville Speedway as just a young teenager, and he continues to impress.
Yeah, Austin, there's 2 similar-looking cars.
I got you.
I was walking the pits, and I thought that was Austin Wood, so it is Luke Hayes tonight.
So that's the 2D car.
That's the 2D, the DDR. Haven't seen that car all that often out here on the West Coast.
That threw me for a loop, too. All good. We'll have to learn that one. All right, we're back up to speed, race fans. Hot lap session number 2. There's Rylan Shera on your screen at home in the Fast 4 Shield Protection number 4S tonight. He's a 14-year-old masher. Got a couple of those in the field tonight.
of your Marysville regulars there, Troy Hennig, Billy Wallace, 6W.
Billy Wallace, a 5-time champion at the Marysville Raceway and a 2-time champion at the Placerville Speedway. Long-time racer. I think he turned 51 this year.
I think he said that, yep.
Well, checker flag comes out, no surprise in this second group. Chance Grasty, the quickest at a 12.538. Obviously, Gary just talked about his success recently, but one of the all-time best when it comes to racing, not only at Placerville Speedway, but here locally with 360s. This year, moving up to the 410s predominantly.
Yeah, and it was very cool to see him get that first NARC win here at the David Tartar Memorial back in June. And Chance Grasty, an 18-year-old that just keeps growing in the sport of sprint car racing.
Well, another great overhead shot for those watching at home. And I'm telling you, that pavilion right there to the right of your screen, right in front of them is the Gold Cup barbecue crew. That's the place to be, Gary. As you know, they host a lot of events, kick things off with the Joker's Wild. The golf cart parade was last night. All kinds of fun. They are so instrumental in keeping the fun alive here at the Gold Cup.
My mom was shocked to see how many golf carts were out there in the golf cart parade. It had to be a record, people were saying. Just, they were everywhere.
Yeah, on Monday night when they did the Joker's Wild, it was over 140 participants, which was the most they've ever had. If you're not here, you need to be here. And if you can't get here this year, make plans for next year. As our social media, we do the best we can to update all of the fun stuff. You can see all the flyers that are out there and etc. So keep locked into Facebook, Instagram, and the X. On your screen right now and on the racetrack, that is Pat Harvey, the number 15 car. The cool thing about Pat Harvey, he is 79 years young, and he turns 80 December 3rd upcoming. So he plans to race his sprint car next year once he turns 80, but still not too shabby for a 79-year-old guy.
Always love having the Ironman Pat Harvey. Right behind him in the 5 car out of Sacramento, Kenny Wanderstadt. Troy, he's been turning some great laps up at Placerville this year. One of the drivers that is rapidly improving. I've been very impressed with him.
Yeah, the Red Dog doing a great job. That should be the 83T of Tanner Carrick. Multiple wins here at the Speedway. Tanner's so versatile when it comes to sprint cars, winged or non-wing, and also a lot of accolades back in the midget days.
I know Tanner's doing double duty next week at the Vermeil, wing and non-wing for him, so that's going to be cool.
That'll be great.
Another one of your Marysville regulars right here.
Family friend, a long time. That's the Hall family. Carson Hall, number 54, third-generation driver. For, of course, his dad, Mark Hall, a many-time champion in this area, and then Father Mel Hall, known predominantly as a promoter at Ernie Purcell Speedway and at the Marysville Raceway, what used to be called Twin Cities.
And more of the youngsters out here from Merced. That's Aiden Larimer, the 5L, just kind of getting his feet wet when it comes to wing sprint car racing. Probably less than 10 starts, maybe 9, 10 total.
Yep, I got you. Well, here we go. Max Mitry also in that 2XM, one of our local favorites from Reading. He has been so close to get a win here at Silver Dollar Speedway. If it happens, he's going to blow the roof off.
93 car Landon Henry last weekend. He wrapped up the Watsonville Speedway Track Championship. Had to be one of the youngest drivers to ever win a sprint car title in California.
And you got to announce a lot of those main events this year.
Got to see him race and got to see this young man as well.
It's funny, I get to the age now where I'm announcing, I used to announce his father, Mike Henry, and now it's Caleb Henry, and now it's Landon Henry. Yeah. So now I've been too long in the booth, I think is what I'm trying to say, is I've seen their dads race, and now I'm announcing the kids.
Saw Jet Yanis out there in the 4 car, who is 3rd so far in this hot lap session as the checkered flag waves.
Up front right now, currently fastest in hot laps, it'll be Tanner Carrick in the 83T. That lap time, 12.405. Followed by the 14-year-old Henry in the 93 car, 12.422. Jet Yantis, also another youngster, 12.434. Chance Grasty and Max Mitry. That's your top 5 after early hot laps here tonight. Once again, if you're just joining us, 40 sprint cars will kick off night number 1 of the 72nd Mike Curb Gold Cup Race of Champions. We are honoring and recognizing the great late John and Robbie Pageant. Race fans, it's the 72nd year, so of course tonight we'll pay $7,200 to win tonight's main event. Little time and temperature check around this area, Silver Dollar Speedway, currently right around 93 degrees. It is about 6:45 p.m. for wherever you're watching this race. Hope you've got a bit of sunshine in your life today. This weekend, Gary, I'm looking forward to it, man. Tomorrow's going to be a little warm still, but we're going to sneak to Friday and Saturday. We've got middle 80s to maybe low 90s to finish out the 2 days of the Gold Cup.
If you want to have the best weather of the week, it's got to be Friday and Saturday, of course, with that chilly feet, and then Saturday, the big rib cook-off. I know they've got some new sponsors this year, welcoming in some new people to the mix, which is always a great thing as well.
Yeah, locally, Rental Guys of Chico stepped up and helped present that Gold Cup Fan Appreciation Barbecue, but as you would say, Chamber of Commerce weather this weekend. 86 degrees and about 90 degrees on Saturday. So we're looking forward to that.
And if you want to get out of the heat, hit the Pavilion Pub. That opens up, I think, at noon or so each day.
Man, I'm telling you, not only hit the pub, you're shaded, you're inside, there's fans above us, but get a nice, cool alcoholic beverage at the Farmers Brewing Pub. And then, you know what Andy Forsberg did? He bought a 75-inch big screen TV.
A second one.
And
okay.
we are going to have a tribute to Grove Hill every day in there. He's got his wheelies, flips, and photo finishes tapes on display. Andy had to buy a DVD player and a VHS player off eBay. It only cost $90 to buy it, but it was $150 to ship.
To ship
Wow. It. So that's where all the big money is in shipping. But because of him, it's pretty cool that we've got that. And he wanted to give it in tribute, obviously, to Grove Hill, all the longtime video photographer here at Quality Race Video Productions.
Yeah, Grove Hill, those tapes are like my Bibles and encyclopedias growing up. That's how I have a lot of my history. So I'm going to check that out at the pub as well.
Yeah, that'll be there starting at noon daily, along with the Pavilion Pub. That's a good place to hang out and catch some old footage. We were watching races from 1986 earlier today, and not just Silver Dollar, but it's a plethora of tracks all the way from Skagit down to the bottom of California when Grove Hill used to travel up and down. We'll continue on here with group number 3, I believe, in the hot lap session. And just like that, Justin Sanders right now up top at 12.251. Dominic Gordon at 12.393. Right now the fastest to the 92 on your screen. That's Mr. Excitement Andy Forsberg. 4-time champion here at the Speedway. But up top, currently fastest in hot laps, that's the 2X of Justin Sanders at 12.251. That'll be the top dog, followed by the 10 of Dominic Gordon at 12.343. You've got Tanner Carrick, Landon Henry, and Jet Yantis. Those guys were in the previous group.
Another great overhead shot. The crowd's going to start filling in here on this Wednesday night to open up the Gold Cup. But, yeah, Justin Sanders got that third career Dave Bradway Jr. Memorial victory here back in May. And that event returned here and had a massive crowd, which was awesome to see for Justin Sanders, your current NARC point leader as well.
Well, Gary, you mentioned Sanders. 22 wins now here at the Silver Dollar Speedway. And that puts him right with Steve Kinzer and Randy Tyner in the all-times win list. He's got to get to 28, though, to crack the top 10. That'll be Bob Benefield, 28 wins. But names like Brent Kading lead us here with 91 wins. Sean Becker, 66. Jonathan Allard, 65. Tim Kading, 61, tied with Andy Forsberg. You've got the Flying Hawaiian Shane Scott at 59. Wayne Sue, 57. And tied for 8th overall, the Professor Jimmy Sills and Kyle Hurst with 32. So Sanders is close. He's at 22 career wins now. And just think, he hasn't really raced here full-time at Chico any one year, and when he comes, he's one of the favorites to win it like he will be tonight.
And no doubt, we just saw the 17W Shane Golobic on the track, going to be another favorite. Shane continues to rack up the wins here as well in that 17W.
Shane Golobic, 18 career wins at this Speedway. One of the all-time best, too. I consider him right up there with all the greats, and he doesn't run here basically full-time either, so he comes and goes and picks and chooses, but he did win our track championship the first year we ran one with SLC Promotions. That was 2022.
He won about everything that year. It seemed like a great year for Golobic. Another car we just had on our screen, Kerry Madsen, making a cameo appearance in the main motorsports car. So we have one of the high rollers in competition with us tonight as well, along with another driver that gave the high rollers an outstanding run for their money, Landon Brooks.
We're so excited to see Landon Brooks be super competitive recently, Gary, as he's been on the podium recently with Interstate Batteries High Limit Series. Of course, he's a 2-time winner here at the Speedway also, but they didn't start off the year that great. They struggled in qualifying. They changed chassis, and now he's a force to be reckoned with. Another guy that's going to be good.
Yeah, the W. Caleb Montgomery debuted in that car last Friday at the Thunderbolt Raceway. Look forward to seeing Caleb here this week at the Gold Cup. That car finished second with Spencer Baston last year.
We're back at a green flag as we continue with hot laps here at the Gold Cup Race of Champions, night number 1 of 4 in a row racing here. Green flag back out. We'll see if anyone can top Justin Sanders' lap time at 12.251. That's the 2X car. Good shot of Adriana DiMartini, 9 car. There is the 17W Shane Golobic we just talked about. Beautiful looking race car.
22, looks like Caden Smith out there as well, part of this hot lap group as the checker flag waves.
Yeah, we got multiple guys from Medford area, GT here tonight with us also. Oregon, Washington represented.
That kid's pretty good too, Cole Croft there in that Bearco number 29 as we finish up that hot lap group.
Well, we mentioned him earlier, and they're showing currently third fastest is Caleb Montgomery at 12:3:05, but quickest overall in hot laps, it is Shane Golobic, race fan, 17W, 12:195, the quickest lap to this point, followed by Justin Sanders, Caleb Montgomery, Dominic Gordon, and Tanner Carrick, still your top 5.
We talked about Chance Grasty and Landon Brooks having some success with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing. How about Shane Golobic, a third-place finish Saturday in Placerville? As always, Shane, one of the consistent drivers in the country.
Well, it's great to point that because I think even Shane would say, you know, probably hasn't had the greatest year, and to get that third, that podium really gives him momentum coming into the Gold Cup. I did talk to him this week, and he's obviously really focused and excited to, you know, turn things in the right direction. Maybe we'll see him on a podium tonight. Maybe he'll win. Maybe he'll be standing at the top on Saturday night, and we're yet to find out, but he's one of the guys that can get it done. Another great overhead shot, man. Look at our facility. We got the campers to the left, all kinds of activities here all week at the Gold Cup Race of Champions. You see the pit area lined with cars to your right. Kind of since maybe someone's been here since last year, year before, our push-off lane, fire-off zone's a little bit different this year. You can see the K-rail and the orange cones. That's on the outskirts of turns 1 and 2. Man, GT, what a great field of cars we have here tonight. The crowd's still filing in. The energy in the campgrounds has been awesome ever since Sunday. We opened up around noon, and they've been trickling in camper after camper, RV after RV, and or a lot of tents this year too. And everyone wants to be a big part of the Gold Cup Race of Champions.
I think we're beyond our tent years, so I got to give it to those hardcores. People just want to be a part of the Gold Cup, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger each season, and that's been great to see. It looks like we are starting qualifying.
Well, something new tonight, we're going to do 2-car qualifications at the same time. So something we don't see here at Silver Dollar Speedway. We're going to try it here tonight to kick off night number 1. Your first car out, it'll be the 2S of Jay Steinberg from nearby Durham in the fast cabinet door stainless aesthetics number 2S. Other car out there should be the 46. That'll be Jeremy Wilson. Jeremy Wilson, a local Chico driver.
Checkered flag coming out on this group. Jeremy Wilson, 12:591. Fastest lap for Jay Steinberg in the 2S is going to be 13:005. So Jeremy Wilson, 12:591, the fastest of those two.
Well, next out should be the 00. That'll be Steele Powell. Make sure that's him off at turn 4. It looks like, no, it is not. It's the 73B of Braden Sharamonte. And this will be the 321 of Parker Mockbridge from Grants Pass, Oregon. So those are your next 2 qualifiers. We have the 00 next in line, but we'll go with the 73B of Braden Sharamonte out of El Cajon, California, and Mockbridge GT out of Grants Pass, Oregon.
Sharamonte 12:226 on lap 1. Mockbridge 12:298. Second time by, Sharamonte lowers it to a 12:152. Mockbridge will lower hers to a 12:282. So your new fast qualifier, Troy, is going to be Braden Sharamonte, a 12:152. Saw him at the Chevron in Yuba City. Said it's about an 11-hour drive up here.
Wow, that's not easy to get to, but we'll see if we can get to the 11-second bracket. We didn't get there in hot laps. We're close in early qualifying, 12:152. Next driver out will be the number 75 hitting the racetrack. That's Modesto, California driver Tony Gomes in the Mini Motorsports race car. The 00 Steele Powell fired off, but then quickly exited off turn number 4. So right now, Tony Gomes by himself on the racetrack, Gary.
Tony Gomes' opening lap will be a 12:154. Again, this year's winner of the Tyler and Chuck Wolf Memorial. Can he lower it on lap number 2? Checker flag waves. Tony will keep that 12:154. So it's Sharamonte P1, and then Tony Gomes right behind 12:154.
Tonight, the fast time qualifier, overall fastest qualifier, gets $200 and 2 large pizzas from Bodega Pizza Slice right here in Chico. If you're in Chico, staying with us at the fairgrounds or somewhere nearby, support local restaurants. Think of the Bodega Pizza Slice downtown Chico. Next up, race fans, it'll be the number 9T Camden Robustelli out of Medford, Oregon. And he'll be joined by the car of Joel Myers Jr., the 46 Junior. That car was fast in hot laps earlier, GT.
Joel Myers checks in 4th quick, 12.457. Camden Robustelli, 12.465. Bob Scoville with the checker flag out to the 46 junior this time by. Joel Myers jumps up to 3rd quick with a 12.191. Camden Robustelli checks in with 5th fastest lap, 12.465.
7 cars have qualified up to this point, and we'll break them up with Group A and Group B GT. So we'll have 2 individual qualifying sessions, but we will have an overall fastest qualifier. Next up, it should be the 12J. That'll be John Clark. John Clark out of Windsor, California. And following John Clark, it'll be the 7P of Jake Andriotti, Castro Valley, California driver. 2 locals that spend a lot of time racing around this area. Opening lap time, GT, what do you got?
John Clark checks in 6th quick. Jake Andriotti now goes P5. Andriotti 12.371. Second time by for John Clark is going to be a 12.527, so he'll keep that lap. Jake Andriotti next time by will go 12.316, so Jake Andriotti 5th quick, John Clark 7th.
Speaking of John Clark, what about that sponsor, Buster's Barbecue?
Oh, next week,
You'll be there,
baby.
yeah, next week in the Calistoga area. All right, your next group coming out. It'll be the 17 of Levi Klatt out of Langley, BC, and behind him on the racetrack, that should be the 2D. 2D is in David. That's Luke Hayes from Dunnigan. Luke Hayes and once again Levi Klatt in the 17 car on your track.
Good lap for Levi. He'll go 4th quick. Luke Hayes checks in with the 10th fastest lap. Checker flag this time by for Levi Klatt. 12.219 will be his time, so he's 4th. Luke Hayes, second time by. He'll stay with a 12.748, so Levi Klatt goes 4th quick with a 12.219.
Good lap for the 17 car in the Moose's LZ Bar and Grill Dittos Graphics, number 17. Next out, it looks to be the X1 of Chance Grasty, be joined by the 26R of Levi Hillier. Green flag in the air for the X1 out of Sassoon City in the Bushy Financial Services C&H Motor Parts. And of course, Levi Hillier up next also in that 26R, such an iconic car out of Burlington, Washington in that Rudine Racing, number 26R.
Well, fast Chance goes to the top of the charts at 12.003. Levi Hillier, 12.635 will be his opening lap. Next time by for Grasty, faster into the 11-second bracket, 11.982. Levi Hillier will keep a 12.635, but how about it, race fans? Fast Chance Grasty goes to the top of the charts, 11.982.
We got there. We talked about if we'd get to the 11-second bracket. We hadn't been there all night, and good job by Chance Grasty. Next up, it should be a 14-year-old driver here from Chico, the 4S of Rylan Shera in the Shield Protection Tyner Hurst Enterprises, number 4S. Also joining him, a 5-time champion at the Marysville Raceway, the 6W. Welcoming Billy Wallace out of Grass Valley. Billy Wallace and Rylan Shera.
Rylan Shera 10th quick on his opening lap. Billy Wallace is going to check in 13th fast. Checker flag waving for these 2 cars. Shera will stay in 10th. We'll see if Billy can improve. Billy will improve, 12.650. He'll stay 13th quick. Rylan Shera rounds out the top 10 now in the 4S. His lap 12.572.
Well, Pat Harvey up next out of Grass Valley. We talked about him. 79-year-old driver, still getting it done behind the wheel of a sprint car. He turns 80 years old December 3rd. Still plans on racing next year, too, into his 80s. Following him, it'll be the 2XM of Max Mitri, Mad Max from Redding, California, the Mitri Construction 2XM.
Pat Harvey goes 13.339. Max Mitri, second quick, a 12.057. He's knocking on the door of Chance Grasty. He's got to go better than 11.982 on his next lap. Mitri 4 wheels in the fluff in turn 4. Second time by, he'll keep that 12.057. So Max Mitri goes second quick. Pat Harvey's best lap, 13.339.
Yeah, Max Mitri wheeling and dealing. His elbows were rocking back and forth inside that cockpit, really trying to get all the momentum he could on the top side of our beautifully groomed Silver Dollar Speedway here tonight. Next up, it'll be the 5L Aiden Laramie out of Merced, California. And joining him from Lincoln, it'll be the 83T. That is Tanner Carrick. Tanner Carrick in the 83T, joined by the 5L Aiden Laramie.
Should be your final two cars in Group A qualifying. Larimer gets a good lap. That's 7th quick, 12.269. Tanner Carrick always fast in Chico. He'll go 3rd quick, a 12.107. Aiden Larimer will stay 8th quick. Can Tanner Carrick improve on his opening lap? 12.107, that was the time. Second lap, he'll stay 3rd quick, so 12.107, 3rd quick for Tanner Carrick, and then 8th quick for the 5L of Aiden Larimer. Troy Henning, that'll do it for Group A qualifying. So race fans, put your hands together for the X1 Chance Grasty. Fast time in Group A. We'll get set now for Group B time trials.
Well, we'll hope that the 00 Steel Pal can figure out whatever issues plagued him and that was unable to come out in that Group A qualifying. Next up, it'll be led by the Red Dog. That's Kenny Wanderstadt from Sacramento in the number 5 car. And as Gary talked about, Jet Yantis from Bakersfield in the number 4. The 4 versus the 5 numerically here on the Speedway, Gary.
Two fast cars out there to lead a Group A. Kenny Wanderstadt, 11.877.
Wow.
That goes to the top of the charts for the overall winner.
Nice.
Jet Yantis, 11.910. Second time by for Kenny Wanderstadt. He'll stay 11.877. Jet Yantis just getting his first taste of 410 racing last weekend. He'll stay with an 11.910. Good lap there for Kenny Wanderstadt. Actually, good lap for both of them. 11.877 for Kenny and 11.910 for Jet.
We had 19 cars qualify in Group 1, only one in the 11-second bracket. Now the first two drivers in the second group, both in the 11-second bracket. Chance Grasty, 11.982 was the quickest in Group 1, but as Gary talked about, Kenny Wanderstadt, 11.877 right now, the top dog overall. Next up, welcome out the 54, that's Carson Hall out of Grass Valley, California, and he's followed by Sacramento driver, the youngster, number 93, Landon Henry, the recent Watsonville champion.
Landon Henry goes 3rd quick, a 12.177. Carson Hall, 12.744. Hall's second lap is better, 12.722. Second time by for the 14-year-old Landon Henry. He'll stay 3rd with a 12.064 for Henry. Carson Hall, 12.722.
Well, next on the Speedway, that familiar orange, number 92. Welcome out 4-time Silver Dollar Speedway track champion Andy Forsberg from Auburn in the Pacific Highway Rentals, number 92. Catch him and Sean Becker post-race on YouTube, Shark Tales with Andy. Following him, it'll be the 21 of Shane Hopkins out of Placerville. Forsberg and Hopkins, the next two to qualify here tonight.
Andy Forsberg, 4th quick, 12.281. Couple of Placerville Speedway regulars on the track. Shane Hopkins, 12.413, his opening circuit. Second time by for Forsberg. He'll stay 4th, 12.123. Shane Hopkins, the High Sierra Special, will stay with a 12.413. So Andy Forsberg, 12.123. Shane Hopkins, 12.413.
Well, good laps by those drivers. Up next, it'll be the 2X, probably one of the favorites here tonight. It'll be Justin Sanders, Aromas, California driver, the 2X behind the wheel of the Mitri Construction 2X car, Shield Protection, High Performance Lubricants. Behind him, it'll be the 01 from Oroville. This is Nick Larson, recently got a win down at the Marysville Raceway. Good for Nick Larson and his team to rebound after kind of a struggle this year.
Justin Sanders checks in 3rd quick, 12.001. Nick Larson's opening lap time is a 12.671. Second time by for Sanders. He'll stay 3rd quick, but doesn't prove 11.981 for the 2X. Second time by for Nick Larson. He will stay 7th quick, 12.671. So Justin Sanders in the 11-second bracket, 11.981. That's 3rd quick in Group B.
Well, next out will be the 3F joining us. That'll be William Fielding. William Fielding out of Olivehurst, also a recent winner locally. He too got a win at the Marysville Raceway. And behind him, it'll be the 10, Dominic Gordon from Clovis, and the Gary Silva Ranch's JB Critchley, number 10, Fortitude Driver Development. Also some wins this year for Dominic Gordon, Gary.
Very consistent as of late, especially since the month of June for Dominic. We'll see what he has in his qualifying laps. William Fielding first up, though. He'll go 6th quick, a 12.214. Good lap there for William. Dominic Gordon, white flag waving. He'll go 3rd quick, 11.947. So getting crowded in that 11-second bracket. William Fielding keeps that 12.214 from lap 1, 7th quick. Dominic Gordon, second time by. He'll go fast time. How about an 11.842?
Wow.
So Dominic Gordon goes to the overall fast time right now in the 10.
Great second lap for that driver out of Clovis, the number 10. We'll continue on with qualifying. We're about halfway through the qualifying B. Should be the 2A, and it is. That's Austin Wood. Austin Wood in the 2A. And also joining him from Oakley, California, the 28K of Bryant Bell. Bryant Bell, number 28K, joined once again by Austin Wood.
Austin Wood, fifth quick on his opening lap, 11.984. Bryant Bell, 28K, 12.601. Austin Wood, always a strong qualifier. Checker flag waves. He'll stay fifth quick. Second time by for the 28K of Bell. He'll improve to a 12.535. So Bryant Bell goes 10th quick. The 2A of Austin Wood, fifth quick with that 11.984. Everyone chasing Dominic Gordon, Troy.
Well, a lot of speed already built up behind the 29 car. This will be Cole Croft. Of course, Willie Croft, so famous for so many fast time awards here at this Speedway. We'll see what his kid can do. Cole Croft from Colfax. And behind him, welcome in the 9, Adriana DiMartini out of Brentwood, California.
Cole Croft will go 9th quick with a 12.234. Adriana coming up for her opening lap. DiMartini 8th quick, 12.204. Cole Croft next time by is going to stay 10th quick with that 12.234. DiMartini will keep 8th fastest, so P8 for Adriana, 12.156, and then 10th quick for Cole Croft, 12.234.
Shout out to Cole, too. 3 wins at Placerville this year?
And Watsonville last week, so he's got 4 wins since June 27. Not bad.
Wow, what a streak he is on. Up next, it'll be the W car, and welcome in Caleb Montgomery in the Works Limited. ShopCaleb.com, and also check him out on the pit room. Joining him, the 17W, Shane Golovic. And we'll see what these two top dogs can do in qualifying.
Couple pretty quick cars out there. Montgomery goes 11th quick. Shane Golovic 8th. Golovic 12.137. Montgomery 12.266. Second time by, Montgomery jumps up to 6th quick, 12.041. Shane Golovic up to 8th with a 12.069. So Caleb Montgomery in the W, 6th quick, 12.041. Shane Golovic, 17W, 8th quick, 12.069.
Well, next out, it'll be a driver all the way up from, or down from Quincy, California. That's Austin Taborski, the 44T driver. And behind him, welcome in the 22K. That is Caden Smith from Medford, Oregon. Quincy, California versus Medford, Oregon, next round of qualifying.
Austin Taborski, 12.396, his opening lap. Caden Smith, 13.391. Taborski will stay with that lap on his second circuit. Caden Smith slows on the pace, lap 2. So Austin Taborski, 12.396, and Caden Smith's fastest lap, 13.391.
Gary, both those drivers, not a lot of experience here, only a handful of starts among both of them. So still getting the feel of the Silver Dollar Speedway as we'll welcome out now the 21L Landon Brooks, of course, has been a big story here locally in the Lippert Construction. Tyner-Hurst Enterprises, number 21L. He's really turned some heads the last couple of weeks. And then behind him, my goodness, what a surprise entrant. Kerry Madsen in the 35 km out of St. Mary's, New South Wales, Australia, behind the Main Motorsports.
Landon Brooks, 13th quick on lap 1, 12.358. And Kerry Madsen, 12.432. Times have definitely dropped off the last few sets of cars. Landon Brooks is going to stay 13th quick. Kerry Madsen's second time by will improve to 11th quick. So that will do it for Group B time trials. Put your hands together for Dominic Gordon, driver of the number 10 car. Been one of the hottest drivers in weekly action out here since the start of summer. His lap 11.842. There's a look on FloRacing of your overall quick qualifier. And is he the one that gets the 2 pizzas, Troy?
Yeah, he's going to get $200 and the 2 large pizzas from nearby Bodega Pizza Slice, downtown Chico.
Not a bad deal right there. So Kenny Wanderstadt was second in that group. Jet Yantis third, Justin Sanders fourth, and Austin Wood in the 5th position. Good, quick, efficient qualifying session there.
Yeah, it was good. First time we've had the 2 cars at one time here at the Speedway. and it was very efficient. We appreciate that. We look forward to having a nice, efficient night so we can get to that concert tonight at 10 o'clock.
Oh. Well, to our viewers watching on FloRacing 24/7, thank you for tuning in. For even more racing action, stream FloRacing anytime in the Flo Sports app. And with that, we're going to go to a quick break on FloRacing and come back with opening ceremonies.
Being a part of the Wednesday night kickoff to the 72nd Mike Curb Gold Cup Race of Champions. Tonight, we are honoring my former bosses and the former promoters here at the Speedway, John and Robbie Pageant. Many of you probably remember the name. I hope that you had a chance to meet them, but they were great people. They were such great ambassadors for not only dirt track racing, but they did love the area of Chico and spent a lot of their life up in this area since 1980 when they brought the Gold Cup Race of Champions up here. If you missed the story earlier of John, you mostly hear about John Pageant, but Robbie was the one that his wife came up with the idea to move the Gold Cup to Silver Dollar Speedway. They didn't have a lot of faith in it, but Robbie said, let's try it for a year. It worked, and here we are, some 46 years later, still enjoying racing at this famed Speedway, Silver Dollar Speedway. We know Jonna and Chloe are here tonight representing the Pageant family from home. Alan, not with us here tonight. He's unable. He had a knee injury that he needs to attend to, but Alan sends his love from home in Roseville, and he is currently tuned in watching this great race tonight. We'll have post-race celebration with the Pageant family that's here tonight down on the front straightaway, and I have a lot of great memories of not only John and Robbie, but everybody involved. It was one big family, and at times, you know, families disagree and argue at times like we all do, but I'm telling you, at the end of the day, they had each other's back. The thing that mattered to them the most was keeping you fans entertained and also keeping those drivers coming back week after week, year after year to keep this place alive. So big props to the Pageant family for all they've done. Of course, the mainstays here in the 80s, the 90s, and through the 2000s. Alan and his wife, Diane Handy, managed this place for a couple of years, and then about 2010 or 11 is when Dennis Gage took over. Dennis then turned the reins over to my current bosses, which is SLC Promotions, of course, led by Brad Sweet, his wife, Rachel. We also have Kyle Larson and Caitlin Larson, and then, of course, Colby Copeland and Candace Copeland. SLC, Sweet, Larson, Copeland, the people behind the Gold Cup Race of Champions and all the events that we do here at the Speedway. Speaking of events, man, we started way back on March the 6th, and we had the Silver Cup. We ran through all kinds of events this year. We hosted 5 events at the Silver Dollar Fair. We do great races like the Dave Bradway Jr. came back home to the Silver Dollar Speedway this year. David Tartar Memorial. We talked about the Tyler and Chuck Wolf Memorial. And then coming up, we've got Monster Truck September 18th and 19th. And we'll conclude with the September 25 and 26 Fall Nationals in tribute to Stephen Allard. Still plenty of races to get to these 4 nights, and then some 4 events in September. You can find out more information at silverdollarspeedway.com. We are told about 5 to 7 more minutes until opening ceremonies. If you want to head downstairs, get something to eat, drink, check out all of the great apparel that's downstairs for sale. And we do have some trackside apparel stuff that we're going to give away later tonight if we get a chance. Of course, many things to do around this facility. We talked about all of the great events in the Silver Dollar Pavilion, starting with tonight, Guilty as Charged. We'll have a live music band. They're a young and upcoming group. They were spectacular. 2 years ago, they were the talk of the Wednesday night. So they'll be performing live at the Silver Dollar Pavilion here later tonight. That'll take place right around 10 o'clock, we think. It does depend on when the race is due in tonight, but we are shooting for about a 10 o'clock start tonight at the Silver Dollar Pavilion. More things to do, and you can follow these along on our social media platforms, but we have the Glow Party tomorrow night after the races, and of course the world-famous Chili Feed and Miss Gold Cup Bikini Contest this year presented by Lynch Foundation. All of those events are free to you fans that come here in person, whether you're in the grandstand or the pit area. If you're part of the Gold Cup, you're part of the post-race parties for free. That's crazy. So we have a lot of great things to do. And then on Saturday, race fans, get ready for the Northern California Auto Racing Alumni, where they will induct 2 new members to the Hall of Fame that I'm part of. As Gary Thomas was there, he did my introduction a couple of years ago. I picked you, GT, out of everyone, so we'll give you knuckles on that. But I had GT welcome me into the Hall of Fame. which is the Northern California Auto Racing alumni. They want to preserve the past while capturing the future. Founder Lloyd Burton no longer with us, but his wife Mary continues to man that station downstairs. Mary, Ida, and Jim are downstairs at their trailer. It's behind turn number 1, and they are possibly looking for someone maybe to take this over in the next couple of years, the NCARA Hall of Fame. And you can talk to them. If anything, they want you to join and become a member of the Hall of Fame here in Northern California. Information downstairs, and we appreciate them. On Saturday, it'll be the Founders Cup in honor of Lloyd Burton. That's going to go to the barbecue crew here for Gold Cup. They're going to receive the Founders Cup. And then Sean Becker and Richard Pappenhausen, 2 greats of the Speedway, are going to go into the Hall of Fame. That'll be around 11 o'clock on Saturday. Noon, we're going to have the Gold Cup Fan Appreciation Barbecue presented by the Rental Guys. They've jumped on board this year to help host that event. That's also done by the Gold Cup Barbecue crew. 1 o'clock inside the pavilion. These are all Saturday events. It'll be Racers for Christ, special guest speakers, Tanner Holmes and Colby Copeland inside the pavilion. At 2 o'clock, it's the FK Shocks Pit Crew Challenge and more things planned. And we also talked earlier, that's the Pavilion Pub that opens daily at noon. Kind of stays open till around 4 o'clock until we open our front gate. And feel free to get inside, get out of the sun, get an adult beverage. And this year we've brought along the remembrance of Grove Hill Quality Race Video Productions, famous for his wheelies, flips, and photo finishes throughout the years. That was something that I had to have year after year. Came out right around Christmas, and we were lucky enough where I grew up. My mom and dad are watching right now, but Rick and Carol Hennig, they grew up in Grass Valley, or I grew up in Grass Valley, so they were able to go right there to Grove Hill. Race fans, we are now going to send it downstairs to the world famous Gary Thomas. And GT, take it away. You've got an interview on track.
Thank you very much, Troy Hennig. Race fans, we're down here with tonight's fast time qualifier. A nice round of applause for Dominic Gordon out of Clovis, California. Dominic, starting the night off right. You get some money, you get some bodega pizzas. And what has made you guys so fast? It seems like since July, there hasn't been many more consistent drivers than you.
Well, you know, I've always worked well with my crew chief, Sean, but recently in these past couple months, really this whole year, I mean, things have just been going great. We've really gotten it figured out a lot better than we have. I mean, you know, I feel like I'm the best driver I've ever been, and I feel like Sean's the best crew chief he's ever been to me. So, you know, it's just really been clicking. We got a great group of guys behind us, you know, Sean, Jarrett, Chip, Ashton, Hunter, you know, they do so much for us. And, you know, without them busting ass in the shop, we definitely wouldn't be up here getting interviewed right now.
Well, it's a good way to start the week. It's really been a busy couple of weeks. We had, of course, 3 events last week with High Limit. You got tonight 3 more nights with Interstate Batteries, High Limit Racing, and got to give you some confidence right out of the box.
Oh yeah, speaking about box, you know, this pizza is going to be great. I've been hungry all day, and I'm going to go back and mow this down right now. But yeah, it's just some good confidence going into this week. Is the high limit races haven't been great for us so far, but you know, this is great to qualify quick time and good momentum to start this Gold Cup stretch.
Well, nice job. Maybe we'll see you back out here for the dash draw a little bit later.
Yep, hopefully.
All right, that's Dominic Gordon, tonight's fast time qualifier, getting some cash and some pizzas, courtesy of Bodega Pizza Company and Troy Hennig. This pizza smells mighty good down here.
It's a great place to eat if you're in Chico the next couple of nights. Make sure you stop downtown Chico and look for the Bodega Pizza Slice. Great place to be if you want to get out of the heat. Once again, get a little air conditioning, but of course we'll be good Friday and Saturday. We'll be in the low 90s, high 80s as we see people yelling at our promoter Brad Sweet walking around the main grandstands. We appreciate all him and his wife Rachel do for the racing here at Silver Dollar Speedway. Well, we are live here at Silver Dollar Speedway. We're going to go to break, though. Coming up next, when you come back on FloRacing, we will have opening ceremonies and heat races coming up next. Well, welcome back. For those at home watching on FloRacing, you're here live at the Silver Dollar Speedway, and we are going to partake in opening ceremonies. For that, though, we're going to kick it downstairs to Gary Thomas. Gary has brought along Mary McMillan. Race fans, if you're able to rise to your feet for tonight's live singing of the national anthem, and we're so happy to have Mary with us here tonight. So when Mary's ready, take it away.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, thank you, Mary McMillan, and thank you, race fans. Great crowd here tonight on a Wednesday enjoying some grassroots dirt track racing here. It is the tribute to John and Robbie Pageant, part of the 72nd Mike Curb Gold Cup Race Champions here at the world-famous Silver Dollar Speedway. Thank you, Mary. Appreciate you. And we'll continue on with heat races coming up, race fans. We have the first of 4 heat races coming up. And to give you a little taste of what we're going to have here tonight, it'll be 8 laps per each heat race. The top 5 will transfer to the main event. Now, the winner of each heat race automatically into the dash, and then the next 4 fastest that qualify. So let's say Chance Grasty, who starts outside row 2 in this first heat race, he just has to finish in the top 5. If he does so, he would make the dash by virtue of being the fastest qualifier in that heat race. Things get a little tricky if he doesn't transfer, and or if he does win the race, then he automatically gets the front row starting part of the upcoming dash. So a couple of things to think about. Of course, the main thing is you want to win this heat race, and then if the top 4 qualifiers also finish in the top 5 of each of their upcoming heat races, they'll join those 4 winners. Cars are staged. We're excited. Great crowd. We've already seen some of the balloons rise up into the air. A lot of energy here tonight at the Silver Dollar Speedway, and we're hopeful that if you're watching this at home or wherever you're watching it from, that we get to see you the next couple of nights, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. Of course, Saturday night's the Big Daddy, the 40-lap finale. It pays this year $100,072. Great paying race, great paying show, and of course, it's all here live on FloRacing, part of the Gold Cup Racing Champions. There's our Chuck Patterson pace truck here tonight. We appreciate that long-standing partnership between a local dealership like Chuck Patterson and the Silver Dollar Speedway. Car's going to enter the racetrack right now. They've fired them off, so we'll give you the lineup. For those of you watching at home, here it is on the FloRacing screen. The 83T inside row 1, that's Tanner Carrick out of Lincoln, California. To his outside, he'll be joined by the 75 Tony Gomes out of Modesto. Row 2, these will be the faster qualifiers of the race. The 17 Levi Klatt from Langley, BC, and to the outside of Klatt, the X1 of Chance Grasty. Row number 3 to the inside from Grants Pass, Oregon. Welcome the 321 Parker Muckridge, and outside of Parker will be the 9T of Camden Robustelli. Row 4, local driver, just 14 years of age. That's the 4S of Ryland Shera, and to the outside of Ryland, the 26R Levi Hillier. Final row out of Dunnigan, California. That's the 2D of Luke Hayes, and outside of him, the oldest competitor in the show tonight, 79-year-old Pat Harvey in the 15 car out of Grass Valley. That'll be your cars, 1 through 10. We'll have 8 laps, and once again, the top 5 will transfer into the show. 6th on back go to the B main event. And of course, you're looking to get the win here in these heat races and/or some of the fast time qualifiers. They got to stay in the top 5 to transfer into that all-important dash. We'll have 8 cars later tonight consist of that dash. Of course, at the end of that dash, how you finish that race determines the first starting rows of the upcoming main event here later tonight. Field pushed off. We're about ready to go as we are locked and loaded. The first heat race of 4 up next on the Speedway. Want to remind you that anytime throughout the evening, we want to keep you away from our front fence area, please, for safety. Step away from that fencing area. And of course, throughout the night, you can partake in great stuff down behind us in the midway. All kinds of great food at our concession area. We've got our Farmers Brewing beer booth open. And of course, other things to partake in downstairs, but lots of t-shirts to look through, other great things. Tomorrow, our ticket box office, the Gold Cup office, will open up around 10 a.m. It'll stay open throughout the evening, but if you want to get a ticket for tonight, tomorrow night, or not tonight, excuse me, tomorrow night, Friday night, or Saturday, make sure you go to our Gold Cup office, which will be open 10 a.m. tomorrow here on the fairgrounds. Front gate opens at 4 the rest of the week, and we look forward to having a great week of racing here in Chico. Field is set. They're all behind the Chuck Patterson Pace vehicle. Good-looking bunch of race cars. Bob Scoville on the flag stand gives them the 1 to go. Next time by, we'll be live. We'll be green here at the Speedway. All right, Pace vehicle to the infield. Drivers down the back straightaway, Tanner Carrick and Tony Gomes. Race fans, welcome to the Gold Cup. You ready to see some racing here tonight? Heat race number 1. And the Gold Cup has begun. We're green. Good start by Tony Gomes. He'll go to the top side. Gomes the leader. Carrick runs second, followed now by Chance Grasty in that 3rd spot. Good battle for the 4th spot. Robustelli, and then that 17 car of Levi Klatt. That's your top 5. Those guys stay there. They'll move on to the show tonight. Gomes, a winner earlier this year at the Wolf Memorial. Driving that famed number 75 Mini Motorsports. Car formerly driven by Sean Becker, and that team, man, they won a lot of races here over the years at the Speedway, mini track championships. And tonight, it shows that 75 class of the field so far. Down the back straightaway, about a half straightaway lead already for Tony Gomes. 2nd spot remains Tanner Carrick, followed by Chance Grasty, Robustelli, and then the 17 of Klatt. Behind them, Hillier, Mockridge, Shera, Hayes, and Harvey. We'll get to lap 5 this time by. 5 laps down, 3 to go. The fast way right now is around the top of this racetrack. You'll see them work down throughout the evening. But right now, you want to be on the high, scary side with your elbows up and the hammer down. Battle into turn 1, though. We get a slide job. Levi Klatt inside Robustelli, and that was close. Once again, Klatt back to the inside. Can't quite get there. White flag in the air. 1 to go. Tony Gomes like a rocket ship down the back straightaway. With ease, the 75 will lead. And the checkered flag is there. He'll be followed by Tanner Carrick, Chance Grasty, your fast time qualifier for this group, so he'll make the dash. And the rest of the field comes by. But great job by Tony Gomes, completely dominating that first heat race, followed by Tanner Carrick, Chance Grasty, Camden Robustelli, and Levi Klatt. Race fans, your top 5. They make the A main event. 6th on back will have to go to tonight's B feature. We do have plans to stop a driver each heat race. Gary Thomas is still downstairs, so once we get that driver, and right now it looks to be Tony Gomes, as he'll circle around towards the front straightaway. Nice job by Tony Gomes, dominating and leading all 8 laps of that heat race number 1. We'll send it downstairs to GT. Gary, when you're ready.
Well, Troy, the last time we were here at the Chuck and Tyler Wolf Memorial, we saw this guy get one of the biggest wins of his career. And Tony, I know right now you and this Dan and Cindy mini team have a pretty good base.
Oh, for sure. Get around Chico pretty good. This thing's always got around here good, so it's just my job to, make the car go around and be smart. I only got one night here this week, don't have a 410, so got to make the most of it.
Well, we'll see you back out here for the dash draw.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
That's Tony Gomes, the winner of heat race number 1 in the Mini Motorsports 75. Troy Hennig, back to you.
Well, Gary, do you feel at home down there, man? You did all the high limit stuff from Tulare to Placerville, so thank you for being back on the infield tonight for us, part of the Silver Dollar Speedway Gold Cup Race of Champions night number 1. Lineup for heat race number 2, same thing, 8 laps. And the top 5 move on. It'll be led by the 73B. That's Braden Charamonte out of El Cajon, California. 2 is outside. Joel Myers Jr. from Santa Rosa in the 46 Junior. The 5L, Aiden Laramere out of Merced, California. That's Doug Lockwood's boy. And outside of him, from Reading, it's Mad Max Mitry in the 2XM. Your third row from Castro Valley, welcome in the 7P of Jake Andriotti. And outside of him from Windsor, it's the 12J of John Clark. Your fourth row from Chico, the 46, that's Jeremy Wilson. And outside of him, the 6W from Grass Valley, welcome in Billy Wallace. Your final row, another driver from Chico, that'll be Jay Steinberg in the 2S. And outside of him, if he can make the start, it's the 00 of Steele Powell. Powell unable to qualify earlier tonight. And we're seeing if he can make the start. We do see his car in the staging area. There is a push vehicle behind the 00 Steele Powell. And he's out on the racetrack, so that's good news. The 00 is there, the 46, the last car to enter. And we should have another full field of 10 cars, 8 laps, top 5 move on. 6W, Billy Wallace makes the call. Talked about him being a 2-time Placerville champion and a 5-time Marysville Raceway sprint car champion. 51 years of age, Billy Wallace out of Grass Valley. Used to watch his father, Larry Wallace, battle up at their New Purcell Speedway back in the day. (7P) also in this race, Jake Andriotti from Castro Valley. Good chance for Jake here, try to get a transfer into tonight's main event. Looks like they're trying to get the drivers lined up properly. Moments away to get behind the Chuck Patterson pace vehicle. Sun just still setting at Silver Dollar Speedway. It's a beautiful view of the mountains in the background. And temperature getting nicely a little bit lower as we continue on throughout the evening. In fact, tonight it'll be in the 70s. Field set. Pole sitter once again, Braden Charamonte. To the outside, Joel Myers Jr. Following those two, Aiden Laramere and Max Mitry. Jake Andriotti and John Clark, Jeremy Wilson, Billy Wallace, Jay Steinberg, and Steele Powell. Available to start, we are green. Good 2-car battle for the lead. Man, we got one upside down though, off of the screen. Big time into the, boy, there's some foam blocks out there. We do see the driver moving already. That's Steele Powell, I can tell, in the 00 Motorsports, 00. And you might not be able to see him from the main grandstands, but the FloRacing camera had just the end of it, and we did see him moving around. Have not seen a car flip that far outside of this ballpark in a long time. That is a long way away from the racetrack. And we do get the thumbs up quickly. Steele Powell is out of the race car. He's okay. That's great news. That's what all that matters right now. But man, we documented Steele earlier tonight. Couldn't qualify, had some sort of mechanical issue. And then the start of that race, I saw the dust kick up. The foam blocks are out there for a reason, by the way. And we will have a replay coming up for those at home watching. And yeah, just he got upside big time, catapulted up into those foam blocks. Here's the vantage point that'll be good. Oh, he got up over a right rear tire. That's what happened. So yeah, you can see the replay on the big screen right in front of you here in the grandstand and also at home. Oh, look at that shot, the speed camera shot. My goodness. Yeah, that was a big time deal over there. Good to see Steel Pal out. One more time, the aerial shot, and that car shot up the track. Steel Pal right there, left front to right rear, and that never really works out good for the driver that 00 on the outside of that deal. Boy, that speed shot, man, that really shows the height that car flipped. Big time rollover here to start heat race number 2. Once again, the good news is Steel Pal, he's out of the car, helmet's off, he's looking at his race car. Pretty dejected, obviously, but the good thing is he will walk out. He shakes one of the safety crew's hands. There he is on your FloRacing. They're giving him the test of what day is it? Do you know where you're at? Follow the finger here. Make sure your eyes are okay, and we'll clear him off. He's fine. He's a tough kid. You got to be tough if your first name is Steel, right, race fans? Steel Pal, and the man of steel walks away, and that's great news. So Brown's Towing's over there. An aerial shot of that race car, and it's been many years since we've seen a sprint car that far outside of turn number 1. I mean, I'm going to go back maybe 10, 12 years since we've had a car out in that area. And we are thankful for our safety crew here at Silver Dollar Speedway. We've got a lot of people on site helping. We see one of the promoters, Colby Copeland, there in the Silver Dollar long sleeve helping out also. Top wing, absolute junk. It's great to have the big screen right there on the infield. That's something that we obviously don't have throughout the season, but with the Interstate Batteries High Limit Series here tonight, here this weekend, we've got the big screen for the fans, and we're able to use it here tonight, part of the John and Robbie Classic. There's Wes Brown, longtime tow truck driver here at the Speedway. Colby Copeland still trying to help things out. And we are once again under red flag conditions here in heat race number 2. If you're just joining us on the FloRacing, that's Steel Pal, local driver. Things are just fine for the driver as he climbed out very quickly. We'll restart him here once we get that car cleaned up, and we'll go back to green flag racing as soon as we can. This is heat race number 2 of 4. Want to continue welcoming people here at the Speedway. We see some people still headed up to their seats. Welcome. We have qualified so far, ran a first heat race, and this was the start of heat race number 2. Race fans, another replay, and there it is. Boy. Parts were flying. You see the foam blocks did their job. Pieces of the foam block was flying all over the place. So aerial shot up and over that tire, catapulting near the green trees right there on your screen. Spectacular views. Once again, glad that Steel Pal, the man of steel, is A-OK. Yellow light is back on. We're going to refire these sprint cars and get them lined up again for the second chance at a start. Your lineup once again, Braden Sharamonte versus Joel Myers Jr. on that front row. They had a spirited battle into turn 1 and 2. We were kind of focused on that and caught the end of the trouble for Steel Pal. Aiden Laramere and Max Mitry make up row number 2. That's the 5 of Laramere and the 2XM of Max Mitry. Third row, 7P, Jake Andriotti, and the 12J of John Clark. Your fourth row, 46, Jeremy Wilson and Billy Wallace. And now Jay Steinberg, the 2S, will be by himself in row number 5. Good overhead shot of the drone following back the 00 sprint car of Steel Pal back to his trailer. Also a good view right there. Those are the VIP Silver Dollar Speedway suites. There's 6 of them. Welcome those people that are watching from our VIP suites tonight, currently live on FloRacing. All right, we're back at it. So here we go. Chuck Patterson pace truck to the infield. Field is set. Chiramonte and Joel Myers Jr. will bring us back to the green flag restart. Off of turn 4, it is go time. We're green. That time by Joel Myers sticks to the high scary side, will get the lead, followed by Chiramonte. Now running the bottom, Max Mitry, he's in third. Top 5 at the line, Laramere and Clark, your top 5. They'll race it out to try to get those transfer spots. Lap number 2 this time by, good move by Andriotti to the inside of Clark. They'll race side by side into turn 1. Clark back up in front of Andriotti. They'll race down the back straightaway into turn 3. Slicing and dicing like the Vegematic. My goodness, good stuff back and forth. That is for that final transfer spot, and John Clark looped it. 12J, rear end got loose, went sideways, hits the brakes, and that's for the CCI Electrical. Jerry's Valero and Buster's Barbecue, number 12J, comes to a stop. Clark, a former Petaluma Speedway track champion. You can see him moving around inside the race car. Replay coming up on FloRacing. They had that race. There's Clark, got a little tight, and then he overcorrected and spun her out. Once again, off of turn 2, got Slick Rick, and boom, Clark came to a stop. So yellow flag was needed. 5 laps to go still. We'll have John Clark rejoin this field at the rear of the field. Up front, Joel Myers Jr. trying to punch his ticket into tonight's dash, your leader. Right now, Max Mitry, the fastest qualifier inside the top 5. If he stays there, he'll also move to the dash. Green, green, green. Laramere goes wide as Andriotti and him battle for that 4th spot. Move Andriotti into 4th, Laramere back to 5th. Jeremy Wilson's the first alternative driver. He runs 6th. If he can't get there, he'll go to the B main event. Back up front, Max Mitry looking to the inside, battling with the 73B and Braden Chiramonte. That's your top 3 right now, Myers Jr., Chiramonte, and Mitry. They've got a little bit of advantage until you get to 4th place driver, Jake Andriotti. Laramere runs 5th, and he's got a big gap between himself now and the 12J of John Clark. White flag in the air, 1 to go. Joel Myers Jr. up front and in control. He'll run the top through turns 1 and 2. He'll stay to the top in 3 and 4. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Checker flag is out. Give the win to Joel Myers Jr., followed by Braden Chiramonte, Max Mitry, Jake Andriotti, and Aiden Laramere. Should be your top 5. They'll advance on to the main event. 6th on back, go to the B. Nice shot of your winner, Joel Myers Jr. in the 46 Junior, followed by the 73B of Braden Chiramonte, the 2XM of Max Mitry, 7P Jake Andriotti, and the 5L of Aiden Laramere. We'll bring Gary Thomas back into the mix, and I believe they're going to do the winner again. So maybe that's the theme here tonight. We'll interview the winners. We see Joel Myers Jr. and Jake Andriotti running the bottom. And there it is, 46 Junior is the call. And maybe mixed signals there. Maybe Jake Andriotti thought he wanted to get some airtime also. But right now, we are in place to interview Joel Myers Jr. Gary Thomas, take it away.
Thank you very much, Troy. Headed down here with Joel Myers Jr. And last year, Joel, you won the Trophy Cup. You won night 1 of the Tribute to GP. You won the NorCal Posse Shootout. But when your season's over, you always go to New Zealand, so you don't really get an off season. How sharp does that keep you?
Yeah, just staying in the seat and, you know, staying consistent, get to try things with the race car that, you know, could be changing throughout with this tire and, you know, everything else. But it just shows how good the guys have been working this last week. Wayne flew out, and obviously Jamie Lath and everybody of Gary Tennyson and Dad Lee's up, Dirt Dudes, Graham Rahal Performances, everybody that makes this thing go possible, and hopefully can click one off tonight.
All right, that's Joel Myers Jr., the winner of heat race number 2, Troy, and I got to spend some time with him down in New Zealand. He was part of the USA Invasion down under. It was good to have him down there, and he's your winner of heat race number 2. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Gary. Appreciate you. All the hustle and bustle. Look at that beautiful sunset California Sunset, Chico, California. Doesn't get much better than that as we kick off night number 1 of the Gold Cup Race of Champions. Your lineup for heat race number 3, it'll feature the 2X of Justin Sanders, and 2 is outside in the W. That'll be Caleb Montgomery. Your second row, 17W, Shane Golobic, and to the outside, the overall fastest qualifier tonight, that's Dominic Gordon from Clovis. Your third row will feature the 9 of Adriana DiMartini, and to her outside, the 3F, that's William Fielding from Olivehurst. Fourth row, the 21L, Landon Brooks. He's got a little bit of work to do if he wants to make the show tonight. So does Shane Hopkins, starting outside row number 4. Your fifth row, the 01, Nick Larson from nearby Oroville. And your final starter, the 22K, Caden Smith out of Medford, Oregon. That is your field 1 through 10. 8 laps, top 5. It's the same deal. We've got the cars once again circulating around the Speedway. A beautiful aerial shot, courtesy of the FloRacing drone. It's such a great view to watch from. Not only, we don't get to see this often when we're here on our local shows, but to see it live and have everyone experience it wherever you're watching from all over the country and the world. Welcome to Silver Dollar Speedway. You'll see the campers in the background to the right. This whole fairground's littered with RVs, tents, campers, fifth wheelers, you name it. It's here at our fairgrounds. And we do a lot of activities, not only racing, but this is an event and plenty of things to do before and after the races here the rest of the week. There is the 10 of Dominic Gordon. He is your overall fast time qualifier here tonight, getting that bodega slice extra cash and 2 large pizzas that he was looking forward to eating after qualifying. Do want to mention a lot of great areas here in Chico. I've been a resident of Chico, California, a full-time resident since about 2002. I went to college here at Chico State from about 1993 to 96 is when I graduated. I moved back home to Auburn, Grass Valley, California area for a couple of years, and then moved up with my wife Kylie, and we have called this place home since 2002. Raised a family, and now both daughters have come and seen all the races. They've been part of every Gold Cup except this year. Our oldest is up in Reno, going to Nevada, Reno, and the youngest is down at San Diego State. So first time mom and dad have done a Gold Cup without the kids in about 20 years. We see on the FloRacing screen maybe a problem for one of your competitors. And actually, he might be in that next race coming up. That might have been the 2A of Austin Wood, but anyways, we'll focus back on the racetrack. There's the 17W Shane Golobic trying to get in his position. The 2X of Justin Sanders will move slightly in front on the pole position. You've got the W, Caleb Montgomery. Pretty solid front row. Many of our local stars, including Sanders, Montgomery, Golobic, and Gordon in those first 2 rows. Lights are out. We're back at it. Heat race number 3 coming at us. It is Sanders versus Montgomery, that all-important start. Who can get the lead? And we're green. Sanders will get the advantage through turns 1 and 2 and move him now to the top spot. Here comes Dominic Gordon, your fast time qualifier, to the bottom, looking for the lead. Can't get there off of turn 4. Sanders the leader. Gordon second, Montgomery third, followed by Shane Golobic, and right now Adriana DiMartini in that 5th spot. William Fielding, Landon Brooks 6th and 7th. Brooks now underneath William Fielding as they try to battle for that 6th spot. DiMartini in that 5th and final transfer area. Behind them, you've got Shane Hopkins, Nick Larson, and Caden Smith. Up front, Justin Sanders now starting to stretch his lead about a half straightaway over your second place driver, Dominic Gordon. Montgomery still runs 3rd, followed by Shane Golobic and DiMartini, but now Landon Brooks gets around Fielding. And can Landon Brooks find something to get around Adriana DiMartini? That is for the 5th and final transfer spot, and you're watching it live currently on your TV. Look at Brooks to the inside. Landon Brooks takes the spot, and he'll roll from the 7th starting spot, gets inside the top 5, and he'll get the 21L right now in the main event. 6 laps down, 2 to go. Justin Sanders still up front. Come up on a slower car of Caden Smith, and we've got one around in turn 4. That'll be Nick Larson. Nick Larson nearby Oroville, California, about 20 miles off of Highway 70. away here from Chico, and Nick Larson is around in turn 4. We did just get to lap number 6, so we should have 2 laps to go. Larson last year ran weekly down at Marysville Raceway, ended up 2nd in points. This year it's been kind of hit or miss with him. He hasn't raced anywhere full-time. Did get a win recently at the Speedway, and he is around in turn 4. You see the top angle coming off of turn 4. Yep, just got a little bit loose in the slick stuff, and he'll back it down near the infield berm in turn 4. Six laps in, 2 to go. Justin Sanders up front, trying to secure the win to make the dash tonight. Dominic Gordon runs 2nd, followed by Caleb Montgomery, Shane Golobic, and now Landon Brooks. That's your top 5. We're green. 2 to go. Landon Brooks to the inside of Shane Golobic. Golobic gives up the spot. He's off the edge of the racetrack. Shane Hopkins will take advantage. Major change on the restart. Golobic falls out of an automatic transfer. Elbows are up, hammer down. Shane Golobic. We'll keep an eye on that. The checkered flag is out, though. It's Sanders, Gordon, Montgomery, Brooks, and at the line, Shane Hopkins will steal the final transfer spot. Shane Golobic's got to go to the B. Wow, that changed a lot in those final 2 laps. Your winner, though, nothing changed him up front. That's Justin Sanders. Wow, good job by Sanders, followed by Dominic Gordon, Caleb Montgomery, Landon Brooks, Shane Hopkins. Shout out to Shane. Good job by him. He started 8th, and he'll secure that 5th and final transfer spot. Well, we'll see who they're going to stop, and it looks like they have chosen Shane Hopkins, the driver who, on that last restart, took advantage of some cars ahead of him, and he gets that 5th and final transfer spot. Good for him, a driver out of the Placerville area in the High Sierra Industries, number 21, and we'll send it downstairs to GT. Gary, when you're ready.
Thank you very much, Troy Hennig. Earlier tonight, Shane told me this was the first time they ran anywhere but Placerville Speedway this year, and I know it was good for him to get out of old Hangtown. And Shane, you made some moves good and got yourself a ticket to the big dance later on.
Yeah, we felt good there. Still working on the balance of the car. Richard's working his butts off. All the crew back there making sure to get me comfortable. I didn't do a very good job in qualifying, but luckily that restart we were able to go from 7th to 5th. I think someone made a mistake on the top, and I was able to just protect my spot and keep going. I just want to say hi to everyone back home, and see you guys in the future.
All right, that is Shane Hopkins out of Placerville, California, driver of the High Sierra Industries 21, big-time supporters of Placerville Speedway. Troy Hennig, back upstairs to you.
Well, thank you, GT. Appreciate that. And good on Shane Hopkins, man. He got in, took advantage of a situation, and that gets him into the show tonight. Still a gorgeous sunset here tonight at the Silver Dollar Speedway. One of our favorite things to look upon. I know Dean Mills is here tonight filming, and Dean always posts some great sunshot pics on whatever platform he's using. But beautiful shot here tonight on FloRacing, and we're so thankful you're watching and/or here tonight in the grandstands. Your lineup for heat race number 4 will feature from Sacramento the 2A of Austin Wood, and to the outside another youngster also from Sacramento, the 93 of Landon Henry. Your second row inside, the 4-time Silver Dollar Speedway track champion, 92 Andy Forsberg. And outside of him, it'll be the Red Dog. That's Kenny Wanderstadt from Sacramento. Third row inside, man, it's great to have Kerry Madsen with us here tonight in the 35 KM Kyle Main Motorsports race car. To the outside of him, a 14-year-old driver with 4 wins this year already from Colfax. That's Cole Croft in the 29. Your fourth row from Quincy, Austin Taborski in the 44T, and outside of him from Oakley, the 28K, that's Bryant Bell. Fifth and final row will feature third-generation driver, that's Carson Hall out of Grass Valley, and outside of him in the 54 car, the driver of number 4, it's Jet Yantis. 10 cars, 8 laps, and the final heat race of the night, top 5, will make the show winner. Also goes to the dash as we continue on with things here tonight. Want to keep reminding you fans that are here tonight in the grandstand in the pit area following the races right around 10 o'clock. we're going to kick off our free live concert tonight inside the Anas Energy Drink Silver Dollar Pavilion. That'll be Guilty as Charged. We'll look forward to having them sing us away tonight. We'll have the Pavilion Pub open if you want to come out and join us. Bring some friends, bring some people around the campsites, whatever. It'll be there throughout the evening. And once again, these events are free. SLC Promotions does a whale of a job providing entertainment for you fans that are here for the following upcoming 4 nights. Telling the drivers to catch up to the Chuck Patterson pace vehicle, which they do, and they are. Austin Wood, the winner of this year's Silver Cup here at the Silver Dollar Speedway. And then he backed that up with the May 22nd win during the fair race. So a 2-time winner this year at Silver Dollar Speedway is your pole sitter for this race, the number 2A of Austin Wood. Landon Henry, fresh off the Watsonville Championship. Great to see him get that. Was able to announce a lot of his dad's wins. Mike Henry, a former Civil War champion. And Caleb Henry, also a champion in his own right. Field set, lights are out. We're gonna go green, this time by green, green, green. Austin Wood up front. And the yellow came out quickly. Now we do have the 5 spinning around off of turn 1. That's Kenny, the Red Dog. It's a good break for Kenny Wanderstad, I think, unless the yellow's gonna be charged to him. Trying to get the lineup situated. Lights go out quickly. Trying to get the 44T in position. They have done so. So the yellow charge to Kenny Wanderstad. Front row does it again. Green, green, green. Man, Wood really launches off the top there. He'll get the lead once again, followed by Henry. Forsberg battling for that 3rd spot. They're side by side, wheel to wheel. Move Andy Forsberg into 3rd. He wanted 2nd, couldn't get there. Him and Kerry Madsen having a great battle for that 3rd spot. And then Cole Croft in the top 5. Ryland Scherer, I believe that was off the edge. Excuse me, Jet Yantis. Those cars look similar. Back up front, you've got the 2A of Austin Wood. Cole Croft now wheeling and dealing also with the Madman, Kerry Madsen. A little bit of smoke off the 92, Forsberg. He runs the 3rd spot. Cole Croft, and then Kerry Madsen, your top 5. Track continues to change. We've got some of the drivers running the top, a lot of them now moving down towards the bottom in 3 and 4. Austin Wood kind of rolled the middle and then drifted up to the cushion, but boy, here it comes Hurt. Look at this battle up front. Nice job by Henry. And Henry, crisscross applesauce with Wood. Henry and Wood having the best battle of the night so far. The 2 youngsters going at it. Each turn, each lap. Man, good stuff. Wood back to the bottom. Henry sees him there and he's off the edge of the racetrack. Henry around after the spirited battle with Wood. Comes back on, and right now he'll be right behind Madsen, still in a transfer spot. He'll race Madsen, but off at turn number 4, lots of things happening. Checkered flag, give it to Wood. Forsberg up to 2nd, followed by Croft. And how about Henry? He'll make the show along with Madsen. Crazy finish, the crowd loved it though. They were rooting that thing on there at the end, but Austin Wood, there it is, the winner. Forsberg 2nd, followed by Cole Croft, and we did call that right. Boy, Landon Henry back up to the 4th spot after he drifted off the racetrack, and then Kerry Madsen will secure that final transfer. Lots of action in that one, as it looks like they're gonna stop the 29 car of Cole Croft. We see some fans getting up, working their way towards our midway. Of course, don't forget about the Farmers Brewing beer booth downstairs. Our concessions are open, along with all kinds of stuff down at our novelty t-shirt booth. Plenty of things to do and see here tonight in the midway behind us, night number 1 of the Gold Cup. Gary Thomas, we'll send it down to you.
Thank you, Troy and Cole Croft. Back early in the season, we saw you make your first competitive laps at the Silver Cup, and since then, 3 wins at Placerville, you got 1 at Watsonville, so you've had a pretty darn good rookie season, I'd say.
Yeah, pretty good. Not showing up tonight, though, in qualifying. Really disappointed me. I ran 2 good 1-2s and just butchered my 3 and 4, so pushed behind the 8 ball, and we're charging back up through the field, 7th, 3rd, not bad.
Well, you definitely improved your starting spot for the main event. Good luck at then.
Thank you.
Right, that's Cole Croft, driver of the Barrico Redwood, number 29. So heat race action is done. Troy.
All right, GT, we got a great overhead shot of the Silver Dollar Speedway. To our viewers watching on FloRacing 24/7, thanks for tuning in for even more racing action. Stream FloRacing anytime in the Flo Sports app. Once again, we're so thankful you're here tonight. Night number 1, the John and Robbie Pageant Classic. Right now, for those viewers at home, we're going to go to break. For those here, enjoy the midway. Well, race fans, we're going to jump in right now and look at the Gold Cup. They'll lead us off turn number 4. It's Gold Cup time.
Racing into turn number 1. Dylan Bloomfield down low. Spins. Oh, we got Seth Stanley on his side, and looks like, is that Barnes down there in one as well?
Yep, contact right there as Stanley and Barnes made contact. Boy, look at the speed shot, how fast they're going.
Holy smokes.
It really shows you. We're locked and loaded. We'll try it again. We're green.
Dylan Bloomfield down low. Spencer Baston on the outside through 1 and 2. Jesse Schlottfeld gets to the inside of Baston. May have something from Bloomfield.
Boy, all over the racetrack, at least 3 wide racing throughout the field. Up front, though, it'll be Bloomfield leading this group of cars to lap number 1. We're setting up to have a great race here tonight. Multiple grooves, and things are starting off just fresh. Dylan Bloomfield up front.
Oh, you said it, Troy. There is action all the way throughout the field. As we click off another lap for your leader, Dylan Bloomfield over Jesse Schlottfeld, Spencer Baston, Dominic Gordon, and Justin Sanders.
Wow, there is a gaggle of cars ahead of your leader right now. He's going to encounter your B main event winner, Carson Hall, who goes to the top. So did Bloomfield. Yikes. They all get through cleanly, though. Lap traffic is what made Chico so popular in the day. And right now, it's going to be a hammer down, elbows up type of race on lap number 8.
Jesse Schlottfeld gets under the lap car, trying to follow suit. No lap cars between himself and the leader. However, Bloomfield puts Carson Hall between him, too.
Bloomfield, Schlottfeld, Baston, Gordon, and Sanders, the top 5.
Yeah, last time by, the gap was half a second. Jesse Schlottfeld reeling in your leader, Dylan Bloomfield, through 1 and 2, though. Here comes the Washington driver.
Ahead of your top 2, it's John Clark. He's running right through the middle of the track. Schlottfeld able to capitalize. He'll close within a car length as we continue on in turns 1 and 2.
Oh, Dylan Bloomfield doing a good job through lap traffic. John Clark lies right ahead of him into turn number 3 and 4. Jesse Schlottfeld, Spencer Baston, and Dominic Gordon closing.
Yeah, the top 5 now all starting to close together as Dylan Bloomfield trying to figure out the puzzle that is John Clark right now. He can't solve it. He'll go to the outside, though. He's got to make something happen. He can't that time by. They make contact. Now he'll slice to the inside, hit the berm, slide up the track. Boy, that was an adventurous lap for your leader, Dylan Bloomfield.
And then behind them, Dominic Gordon taking a look to the inside of Spencer Baston. They battle for 3rd up front. Jesse Schlottfeld a little sideways off turn 4. Here comes Baston now.
Baston slides right in front, though. Crisscross applesauce for that 2nd place up front. Dylan Bloomfield now to the inside of John Clark. Took him about 4 laps, but he got around him. We stay clean and green on a fun opening night here at the Gold Cup.
Yeah, Dylan Bloomfield, as you said, had a little bit of a challenge there getting by the 12J, but now he's put some car lengths between himself and now 2nd running Spencer Baston to the inside of Schlottfeld.
Baston said, I'm coming through. You're either we're gonna make some contact or use the brakes, and luckily Schlottfeld hit the brakes. Baston down to that 2nd spot. Laps continue to wind down. GT, we are under 3 to go.
Yeah, things still close up front. Dylan Bloomfield has to be perfect over these final couple circuits because this time by, we have 2 to go.
Nowhere for Bloomfield to go right now as he's got Hopkins right ahead of him, then Forestburg, then Steele Powell. Things are going to get tight and close here. Off of turn 4, 1 to go.
Final tour around the Silver Dollar Speedway. Dylan Bloomfield looking good through 1 and 2. Here comes Baston, though, Troy.
Down the back straightaway for the final time. Dylan Bloomfield sets the car in the bottom. He'll slide himself off turn 4. Dylan Bloomfield wins opening night of the Gold Cup, followed by Spencer Baston, Jesse Schlottfeld, Dominic Gordon, and Tanner Holmes. Well, race fans, welcome back as we are here tonight, night number 1 of the Gold Cup Race of Champions. Tribute to John and Robbie Pageant. As you can see, the drivers that have either won their heat race or transferred by the fastest qualifying time inside the top 5, those drivers are on our front straightaway, and we're excited and so thankful to have the voice of knowledge in California. Welcome Gary Thomas back to the Speedway. GT, when you're ready, take it away. Thank you for being down there tonight.
Well, thank you, my friend Troy. I think the time has come to find out our Dash starting lineup. First up to draw is going to be Tony Gomes. And Tony, we have a hot seat fan question from Jacob Hennig. He's a close relative to Troy and Jacob up there. What is the most thrilling thing you've done other than drive a sprint car?
Oh, boy. Man, that's a tough one. Kneeboarding, I think. Probably wearing it out on a kneeboard, thinking I was cooler than I was. And I went to cross the wake, and it was like dipping the right front while running the curb. And I went up, and then all of a sudden I was going down, and I just smoked it. So that was kind of fun until it wasn't.
So kneeboarding for Tony Gomes. We'll let him go in and draw his pill. We don't have the redraw wheel out here. It's too heavy to set up. So you'll see that out here the next 3 nights. Tony Gomes gets the 6 for Tony Gomes. Next up, heat race number 3 winner, Justin Sanders, driver of the 2X car. Justin, last year, Gold Cup, you got a big win there on the Friday prelim. Our hot seat question is, what's the most thrilling thing you've done other than drive a sprint car?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. Probably just grueling. I don't know.
You're a racer, right?
Yeah, I don't really get to do much else besides work and race. So I'm not gonna say grueling, but I'm gonna say the hardest thing is definitely golf.
Yeah, golf is a good one. We'll go ahead and let you draw your pill. Justin Sanders, he's won this Wednesday night race a couple years ago, and he gets the E3, so inside row 2 for Justin Sanders. Heat race number 2 winner, Joel Myers Jr. next up. And Joel, what is the most thrilling thing you've ever done other than drive a sprint car? Is it the luge in New Zealand?
Yeah, I would say the luge in New Zealand gets pretty intense when you got about 10 other race car drivers trying to race down the hill.
I had a few guys hit me. I know they've hit you as well.
Oh, yeah, we've had guys flip on that.
All right, that's Joel Myers, the luge. If you ever go to New Zealand, you got to check it out. Joel Myers draws the 7 for Joel Myers Jr. Heat race 4 winner out of Sacramento, Austin Wood, driver of the 2A. And Austin, you gave it a heck of a run there in your heat race earlier. So what is the most thrilling thing you've done other than drive a sprint car?
Most thrilling thing I've probably done is backflip a bike. That was definitely something on my bucket list, and I'd have got it done earlier this year. And that's probably more scary than driving the sprint car. So.
Backflipping a bike there. So we'll let you go ahead and draw. Jason Perkins has the Crown Royal bag with the balls inside. Austin Wood gets the 5. Next up, Heat 1, fastest transfer fast, Chance Grasty, if I can say it right. Driver of the Bushy Financial X1. And Chance, what's the most thrilling thing you've done other than drive a sprint car?
I don't know. Most thrilling thing. I feel like the sprint car takes the cherry there. I'm stumped.
Probably driving the Thunderbolt last Friday.
Oh yeah, that was gnarly. I had so much fun.
All right, we'll let fast Chance Grasty draw his pill. Chance has the 2 outside row 1 for Chance Grasty. Heat race 3, fastest transfer, your overall fast qualifier, Dominic Gordon next up. So Dominic, tonight's hot seat fan question again comes from Jacob Henning. What is the most thrilling thing you've done other than drive a sprint car?
Well, I don't know. I mean, the Outlaw carts, those 450s, they're pretty thrilling. It's a whole lot of motor, not a lot of kart. But outside of racing, I do a lot of skiing over the off season, so excited for that to come back. And you know what? But instead of that, I'm just excited to get this dash over with. I think the 1 and the 4 is left, so we'll see what we get.
There you go, Dominic Gordon. I've seen him drive one of those open Outlaw carts. It's a show. The king of the cage colognes at Chowchilla Barn Burner as well as Dominic Gordon. He said the 450. What do we get? He gets the 8, so not the pill that Dominic wanted. Next up, Heat Race 2, fastest transfer is Max Mitri out of nearby Redding, California. And Max, what's the most thrilling thing you've done other than drive a sprint car?
Oh, I gotta say probably snowboarding or riding like pit bikes at Corey Day's house.
All right, there's Max Mitri. We'll let him pull his pill. Oh, so close to a Chico win. Can tonight be the night? And he gets the 1, so Max Mitri on the pole of tonight's dash. Heat race 4, fastest transfer, finished 2nd due to Kenny Wanderstadt not transferring. How about Andy Forsberg, driver of the 92? And Andy, what's the most thrilling thing you've done outside of a sprint car? I know that you love snowboarding or something like that, or snowmobiles.
Well, yeah, snowmobiles is good, but I do dedicate most of my life to racing, so I don't know. I guess maybe before I got married, some threesomes was fun. That was pretty invigorating, but...
Candace frowns upon those now.
That was before Candace, but I mean, you got to live your life, right? So that was probably pretty cool, and then it was all concentration on racing.
There you go, Andy Forsberg. We'll let him make it official on his pill. Shark Tales with Andy. We'll talk about that later on. He gets the 4 for Andy Forsberg. So that'll do it for tonight's dash draw. Troy Henning will send it back upstairs to you.
All right, thank you, GT. Great job down there. There's never really easy to organize and get through, and you did flawlessly as normal. So thank you, GT. We'll get your lineup once it comes through on My Race Pass, but great job down there. Beautiful how those cars look on our infield, and the 8 drivers that will be in this upcoming dash. It'll go 6 laps. How you finish the dash is how they'll line them up in tonight's main event company.
Your lineup will include the 2XM of Max Mitry, race fans. He drew the 1 pill, Max Mitry from Reading. He has never won here at Silver Dollar Speedway, his home track. We'll see if tonight he can break into victory lane. To his outside, it'll be the X1 of Chance Grasty. That's your front row here tonight for your dash. Cars, looks like drivers still getting in their cars. We're going to get the push vehicles behind them and get them on the racetrack for this exciting upcoming 6-lap race with 8 cars. Following this, of course, we'll move to the B main event. The B main event tonight, 12 laps in the top 4 transfers. We'll itemize those final 4 spots, and we'll get a full starting field for tonight's main event. All right, race fans, once again, here is your starting lineup for tonight's 360 Wing Sprint Car Dash. We talked about your front row already. It'll be the 2XM of Max Mitry from Reading, and to his outside from Sassoon City, it'll be the X1 of Chance Grasty. Row number 2, the 2X, that is Max Mitry's teammate, the 2X of Justin Sanders, and to his outside, the number 92 of Auburn's Mr. Excitement, Andy Forsberg. Your third row will feature inside row 1, the 2A of Austin Wood, and to his outside, the 75 of Tony Gomes. Both those drivers are winners this year in 2026 at the Speedway. Your fourth and final row will welcome in Santa Rosa, California driver Joel Myers Jr., 46 Jr., and to his outside, we talked about the overall fastest qualifier tonight. That'll be the 10 of Dominic Gordon from Clovis. That is your field of stars and cars as they will head out to the racetrack here momentarily. And once again, 6 laps, the distance. How they finish this upcoming 6-lap dash is how they'll start the first 4 rows of the upcoming main event. Chuck Patterson pace vehicle out on the Speedway with the beautiful American flag. We appreciate our friend Darren, all of his support over the years, making that partnership so great between Chuck Patterson and the Silver Dollar Speedway. The call has gone out. Yellow is on the Speedway, and cars being fired off right now as we get ready to roll for tonight's dash. We keep hammering it home, but we want to remind everyone the Gold Cup is the place to be in person, or if you're camping or in the pit area tonight. Following this race, we want everyone over at the NOS Energy Silver Dollar Pavilion. The free concert tonight, Guilty as Charged, the group that we had 2 years ago. They're a fan favorite. We didn't have them last year, and we had many people ask about when we can get them back. Well, we got the job done. Guilty as Charged, the band tonight, 10 p.m. is the slated start time. And once again, it'll take place, probably 15, 20 minutes following the checkered flag tonight. That is a free event, as all events are free, pre- and post-race parties here at the Gold Cup Race of Champions. Field closing in on the back of the Chuck Patterson pace truck. We'll see how these guys line up and how they will get through these next 6 laps, all important laps. By luck of the draw, you saw it earlier, Max Mitry, P1, and he'll set the pace. To his outside is Chance Grasty. Your dash, ready to roll. Pace vehicle to the infield. The excitement picks up off at turn number 4. They'll turn to the left, accelerate, we're green. The dash has begun. Look at Sanders dive to the bottom. He'll slide up in front of Grasty. Behind him, a gaggle of cars with Forsberg. Man, trying to Max Mitry and him going at it also for that 3rd spot. Here comes Tony Gomes in the mix and Austin Wood. They're 3 wide into turn 1. Mitry around the outside of Gomes. Gomes falls back to the 5th spot. Here comes Wood. Now Mitry slides up in front of the 92. And he slides him back into turn 1. Can't get there. Mitry around the high scary side. Forsberg on the bottom. They'll race side by side into turn 3. Up front, Mitry's gone. Followed by Grasty, Sanders, Forsberg. Off at turn 4, that time by a couple laps to go. Your leader's Mitry, the 75 Gomes. Inside of Wood in the 2A. Up front though, Mad Max takes the white flag, 1 to go. It's Grasty, Sanders, Forsberg, and Wood. Pretty decent sized lead for Max Mitry off at turn 4, and he'll start from the pole position of the main event. He'll be followed by Grasty, then Sanders, Forsberg, and I believe Tony Gomes got that 5th spot. We'll double check though with Race Monitor. And no doubt about it though, there's your winner. The pole sitter tonight will be the 2XM of Max Mitry. He'll lead us to the green flag. 2nd spot, Chance Grasty. 3rd goes to Sanders, then Forsberg. And yes, Gomes picked up that 5th spot. To the outside, it'd be Austin Wood. Then 7th and 8th, welcome in Dominic Gordon. As we looks like we'll kick it back downstairs to Gary Thomas in just one moment. The 2XM rolling around the bottom of the racetrack. Max Mitry trying to pick up his first career win here at his home track in the 2XM. He's been close many times. He's had a lot of heartbreak also at this racetrack, and looks like he's going to head off the Speedway. So not sure if we'll get to the dash interview, the winner tonight or not, but we do know the B main event is up next, and we do see those cars already rolling out. So B main event cars headed towards the racetrack. We'll give you the lineup. Quickly moving along here tonight, it'll be the 321 Parker Mockridge from Grants Pass, Oregon, inside row 1. To the outside, it'll be the 5 of the Red Dog, Kenny Wanderstadt from Sacramento. Row 2, the 26R, Levi Hillier from Burlington, Washington. Outside Hillier, it'll be the 17W, that's Shane Golovic. Your 3rd row on the inside, the 12J of John Clark, and outside of Clark, Austin Taborski from Quincy in the 44T. Your 4th row to be the 46 of Jeremy Wilson from Chico. Outside of him from Brentwood, welcome Adriana DiMartini in the 9 car. We'll move back to row number 5, Chico driver Rylan Shera in the 4S, and outside of Shera, it'll be the 3F of William Fielding. 6th row, also from Chico, that'll be the 2S of Jay Steinberg, and from Grass Valley, the 54 of Carson Hall. Moving back to row number 7, that'll be the 2D, that's Luke Hayes' car tonight, and outside of him, the 01 of Nick Larson. Your 8th row, the 6W Grass Valley driver, that's Billy Wallace, and to the outside, the 28K of Brian Bell. 9th row, another Grass Valley driver, that's the 15 of Pat Harvey. To his outside, welcome in Caden Smith out of Medford, Oregon, 22K. Don't think we'll see the 00 of Steel Pal. He was involved in that serious rollover. He got out of the car quickly, was just fine. And the 4 of Jet Yantis also listed as your final starter of this upcoming B main event here tonight. Things are about to get real. We've got 12 laps and the top 4 transfer, the final 4 starting spots up for grabs as we work our way towards tonight a main event. Of course, that main event this year, $7,200 to win, and that is because it is the 72nd Mike Curb Gold Cup Race of Champions here this year at the Silver Dollar Speedway. Great to see the Musco lighting really starting to take effect as it gets darker here around the Speedway. This was something brought into our Speedway last summer, and it continues to be one of the focal points of racing here at this great, iconic racetrack. The quarter mile, known for the Gold Cup, obviously this week, but we do race about 20 times a year. We also not only race, but we have events during the Silver Dollar Fair in May. Of course, we talked about some monster trucks coming up in September, but the majority of our racing centralizes around wing sprint cars. We also have the rental guy hobby stocks and sport mods, among other divisions that come through the year, dwarf cars and the BCRA Lightning Sprints. Schedule available, silverdollarspeedway.com if you want to know more about us, but we do recommend that the best way to get all of the updated information, whether follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and or X, that's where you're going to get all the posters and all the information of all the great things that we're doing here, part of the Gold Cup. Town's starting to fill up also. I have friends that do not partake in racing, but they have noticed more people, more race haulers, and more fans wearing sprint car shirts around Chico. It's great to have them in the community. We know that our local Action 12 and 24 news station came out today, did a story on the camping, and this year's theme, it's Carnival. They got a lot of good shots, not only of the Chico barbecue crew, but a lot of people that have camped here this weekend, and we'll continue to have a great party this week with the Carnival theme. One of the fun parts of the Gold Cup when you camp. Cars still rolling around the racetrack as I'll get them lined up here shortly. Once again, your front row, we're looking for the 3-2-1 Parker Mockridge and the 5 of Kenny Wanderstadt. That'll be your front row leading us to the green flag. Cars have been told now we'll bring it up to speed a little bit to the back of the pace truck. And just like that, we hear the RPMs raise. Full field of race cars. Should be 19 of them, 20 scheduled to start, but obviously the 00 Steel Pal with his issues not able to continue tonight. Rylan Sheriff pulling up into his spot inside row number 5. That's the 4S. All right, the call has gone out. 1 to go, race fans. Next time by, we'll be up and racing under green flag conditions. Final chance for 19 of these drivers. They've got to finish in the top 4 if they want to move on to the big show tonight. Pace truck to the infield. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're about to witness the B main event. Night number 1 of the Gold Cup. Mockridge and Wanderstadt on the front row. We're green. Shea Golobic trying to thread the needle, get to the front. John Clark following, but man, Golobic all over your leader into 3 and 4. And opening lap leader. Oh, we got one upside down. There it is. Red, red, red. Safety crew quickly on the scene. My first thought, I think it's the 54 of Carson Hall. Can't quite see the numbers from our vantage point yet, but we'll try to confirm that. And yeah, you see the 54, the damaged top wing. Safety crew on site. We'll check in on Carson Hall, 3rd generation driver. We talked about him earlier. His dad, Mark Hall, a many-time champion here in the 360 ranks locally. Father, Mel Hall, rejuvenated the Twin City Speedway in Marysville. And here's a shot on FloRacing. Oh, they got it. So contact between Carson Hall and William Fielding, race fans. Once again, those are here. You can watch it on the big screen right in front of us on the infield. There it is. They make contact wheel to wheel. And then upside down goes Carson Hall. Another view from that turn 3 area. Kind of caught the tail end of it. Carson Hall back on those 2 wheels before they get him on all 4. Boy, yeah, I think a little lane change by William Fielding. And it caught Carson Hall by surprise going that fast into turn 3. Well, I guess the good news is Carson Hall's just fine. He stays in the race car, and they're pushing that car back to the work area. So good news, everything A-OK with Carson Hall. You've got the damaged top wing, the front wing. But as of now, that car's rolling. Being pushed back to at least the work area, if not the work area, then to the trailer. But we'll follow that status of the 54 car. Carson lined up outside row 6 in the 12th starting spot. Yellow light back on the racetrack, though, firing off the race cars. Quick U-turn by the 54 of Hall. And he bypasses the work area, goes back to the trailer. That should be the nighttime for the 54 of Carson Hall. Pretty cool to have the big screen TV here, this front straightaway, allowing the fans here to check it out. Pretty neat to have that here at the Speedway. Jeremy Wilson, one of the final cars to get fired off. So is Jay Steinberg. Once those two get the assist they need, And all cars look to be resumed other than the 54 car of Carson Hall. Once again, the field's going to be instructed to try to catch up to the rear of that Chuck Patterson pace vehicle. Track taking nice shape tonight. There's a bottom and a top, nice and smooth. You can run the cushion, roll around the bottom. Perfect shape for night number 1. Field lining up, ready to do it all over again, minus the 54 of Carson Hall. Should move up the 01 of Nick Larson, some other competitors up a little bit. And just like that, Bob Scoville on the flag stand gives him the 1 to go. Try it again. It's go time again. Mockridge inside row 1 in the 3-2-1. Outside the 5 is Kenny Wanderstadt. Your front row. Elbow to elbow, wheel to wheel. We're green off of turn 4. We're back at it. B-main event style at the Gold Cup. Night number 1. Shane Golobic trying to run the top, find something. He has a bit of momentum. He'll get to the outside of Kenny Wanderstadt. Mockridge will lead the opening lap. Golobic now securely in that second spot, followed by Wanderstadt. That battle for 4th is the final transfer spot. Hillier going at it with John Clark. Shane Golobic with the top working to his liking. He'll get momentum. Oh, hits the curb off of turn 2, off the edge of the racetrack. We saw it happen to him kind of in the heat race earlier tonight. He'll regroup, rebound, gets in the 3rd spot. He'll go up there again. He'll try it. That time he nails it. He'll gain momentum on Wanderstadt again. Best battle is for that 2nd spot. Right behind them, though, look at Hillier run the top, trying to get around John Clark. So 2 separate battles for 2nd and then 4th. Right there off of turn 2. Close action at the front of the field, right behind your top 5-6 is Austin Taborski out of Quincy. Then Jay Steinberg, Jeremy Wilson, and D. Martini. Followed by Jet Yantis, already in the top 10. Back up front, John Clark rolling the bottom. Levi Hillier to his outside. He's 4th now. He'd get the final transfer if he can hold on, but we go yellow. Trouble in turn 3. And I believe that is the 2S of Jay Steinberg. It is local driver. Jason, the fast cabinet doors, number 2S. Get to see Jace about a handful of times. Doesn't make all the shows throughout the season, but it's good to have him here, part of the John and Robbie Classic. We're halfway home, race fans. 6 down, 6 to go of the 12-lap race. Parker Mockridge, a 16-year-old driver out of Grants Pass, making her first start ever at Chico, a good one. She leads the B-main event. Trouble now for the 22K. That's Caden Smith. Cade Smith, Medford, Oregon in the Sealing Specialties. Tom's off-road, number 22K, making his fourth start, I believe, in his career at Chico. See if he can get refired or if that'll be the end of his race. All right, Smith is going to exit off turn 3. Night is done. Up front, though, a driver making her first ever appearance behind the wheel of a wing sprint car at Silver Dollar Speedway. To her liking, she'll lead with 6 to go in the B main event, Parker Mockridge. Followed by Shane Golobic, Kenny Wanderstadt, Levi Hillier. That's your top 4. 12J in 5th, 1 spot out. And we're green. Shane Golobic rolling the top. He has some momentum. They'll battle for the lead into 3 and 4. What a great side-by-side battle. Mockridge on the bottom, Golobic on the top. He'll squeeze by at the line. Shane Golobic, your leader. The smoothness of that number 17W as he rolls the top is awfully impressive. Kenny Wanderstadt. Oh, contact with Levi Hillier. That's going to upset the 26R, but he keeps going. That was scary. Somehow the 26R keeps on rolling in that 4 spot. And my goodness, around the outside, Yantis, who started dead last, is now up in the top 4. Jet Yantis started 19th on the field, and we have him now in the 4 spot. 2 laps ago. Golubic's going to receive the white flag this time by 1 final trip around. Now Yantis trying to get to the 2nd spot. Can't get there just yet. Off of turn 4. Sugar, Shane Golobic gets the win at the line. Mockridge will hold on for 2nd. Yantis to 3rd. And right now, unofficially, the Red Dog, Kenny Wanderstadt, will be your 4th and final transfer. And there it is on the big screen and at home. Shane Golobic, the winner. He'll go to the main event, followed by Parker Mockridge. But Jet Yantis, the drive of the night so far, from the last row to the 3rd spot for the transfer. Amazing stuff there. And our A main event is set now. We've got our 4 final transfers going into the show. Might be your last time to head downstairs if you want to get something to eat or drink. Check out all the great things that you have downstairs to check out. Part of this opening night of the John and Robbie Pageant Classic, kicking off the Gold Cup, night number 1. For those of you watching at home, we're going to go a quick break, and when you come back, we will have our A main event starters for the $7,200.
Turn number 4. We are green. The Gold Cup is underway, and the 2-time defending champion of this race shows the way. Brad Sweet off the backstretch. He's going to lose 2 spots to Brent Marks and Spencer Baston. An early mistake there from the Big Cat. Gets 1 back from Baston, and now looks to the inside of Marks into turn 1. Brad Sweet gave up 2 spots, got him right back away on the other half of the racetrack. Corey Day with the race lead. He's already got a 10-car length advantage over Justin Sanders. Race for 3rd is side-by-side between Giovanni Selzy and Brad Sweet. Now gives Sweet the spot across the start-finish line. Some smoke coming out of the side of the 14 car for Corey Day as it dissipates down the backstretch. Now it reappears in turns 3 and 4. Corey Day puts lap number 3 in the books. 37 to go for payday. Justin Sanders in 2nd. Brad Sweet is 3rd. A change for 4th now as Spencer Baston slides up the hill right in front of Giovanni Selzy. Selzy crosses him up down the backstretch and maintains the 4th position. Baston, another slider into turns 3 and 4. Tags the cushion. They get together off the corner. Gio Selzy back to the inside, takes it back away. Close call there between the W and the 7BC. Brent Marks is trying to get involved as well. He sits just outside the top 5 in the P6 position. Then it's McFadden and Kona, red flag. Upside down is Corey Eliason. If anything happens here on the racetrack as we go back to the green flag with 36 laps to go. Sanders, a good restart. Going to look to the inside of Corey Day into turn 1. Slider for the race lead, and Sanders takes it away down the back straightaway. Justin Sanders now to the race lead at the Gold Cup. Corey Day around the bottom. Here comes Brad Sweet to the outside. Sweet's going to take second across the line. Brad Sweet up to second. Not sure what happened to Corey Day there on that start. Car may be going away from him. Sanders leads him down the backstretch. Corey Day back into third. Gio Scelzi runs in fourth, and fifth is Brent Marks. It's been 20 years. Can Brad Sweet win the California Crown Jewel here tonight? Sweet hooks the cushion, jumps over the edge of the banking right there in turn 2. Corey Day's got to run. Sweet goes low to protect. Nice move there. It's not going to work though. Corey Day up the racetrack, slides in front of him, takes the second spot away. Corey Day into second across the line. Brad Sweet forces the issue into turn 1. He'll take it back away. Caution comes out. Ryan Brunell's over the banking. We'll see if it works out for him. Green flag comes back out. Corey Day, a little bit of a better start that time on the bottom. Will he try and fire a slider? The answer is yes. He won't get there in time. Sanders drives around him, but they're side by side down the back straightaway. Sanders tried to throw the left rear at him there. He maintains the race lead. Back behind, here comes Brent Marks off the bottom, trying to make his way up to fourth. He pulls up next to Gio Scelzi as Corey Day once again throws a little bit of a test slider down there in turn 1. And Justin Sanders definitely knows that 14 car is hot on his heels. Side by side for sixth as James McFadden's trying to go by the letter W car. Spencer Baston. Baston around the outside. He'll maintain that position. Brad Sweet up next to Corey Day in turn number 2. Brad Sweet trying to take that second spot away. Not able to do it down the back straightaway. Corey Day now tries to shut the door on him. Corey Day's more on defense than offense right now, and it's costing him as Justin Sanders starts to pull away. Big wreck on the front straightaway. Chase Randall and Sean Becker. Tim Kading going into turn 3. Slides up in front of Tanner Kerr, just hooks the cushion there. Collects Rico Abreu, Dylan Bloomfield, Dominic Scelzi gets a piece of it. Scelzi's got wing damage on the nose wing. As we come back to the green flag, underway once again at the Gold Cup. Corey Day, good restart. He's going to stay next to Sanders as they roll into turn 1. Day going to drive it in deep, but Sanders around the outside is going to maintain the race lead as Giovanni Scelzi gets by Brent Marks there on the restart. Moves Scelzi back up to fourth as Brad Sweet is working on Corey Day off of turn 4, but Day is going to brush him off the front straight down the front straightaway, maintain the second position. Justin Sanders, gotta be careful up here. These drivers all running for position. He is running for the biggest win of his life. 18 laps to go, and he's got the 2-time defending winner right behind him. Most everybody right around the bottom side of the racetrack now at Silver Dollar Speedway. Justin Sanders gets by the first slower car, Ryan Brunell. Corey Day to the inside, taking the race lead down the back straightaway. Justin Sanders left the door open, and Day takes advantage. Down the front straightaway, Sanders going to try and figure something out here as they work back into more lap traffic. Brad Sweet and Brent Marks are there as well. Corey Day a little sideways off of turn number 2. Maintains the race lead, but they've got the 24 Rico Abreu, the 9 of Chase Randall, and several other cars right in front of him. Payday's got to pick and choose his battles wisely here. Here comes Brad Sweet. He's going to try and work a lane off the bottom to the outside of Justin Sanders. No grip up there for Sweet. He'll get passed on the inside by Brent Marks. Brent Marks up to third now. 15 laps to go this time by for Payday. Can Corey Day maintain the top spot and maintain that right rear tire? Justin Sanders closing back in. Sanders has nothing to lose in this one. No points on the line, and he's in a car that, hey, if he doesn't win this thing and he wrecks out, he don't care. He's going for 100 grand. 8 laps to go this time by as Corey Day's trying to get by the slower car, Dylan Bloomfield. He will do so. Bloomfield retires back to the work area. Justin Sanders still about a half car length behind Payday. Race for third. Brad Sweet underneath the Brent Marks. He takes it away into turn 3. Brad Sweet now into third, but he's 6 or 7 car lengths back behind your top 2. 7 laps to go for Corey Day, and he is starting to extend his advantage over Justin Sanders. Right in front of your race leader. Here's the white flag. 1 lap to go for Corey Day. Something that's only happened once in 71 years. Steve Kinser in 86, 87, and 88. He won California Crown Jewel 3 times in a row. That changes tonight. Corey Day joins him. He wins the Gold Cup Race of Champions. Justin Sanders in second. Third is going to be Brad.
Well, we are ready, race fans. The moment we've all waited for. It'll be the start of tonight's 30-lap finale. Once again, we're all here tonight in honor of memory of John and Robbie Pageant, the longtime promoters, the family that brought the Gold Cup to the Silver Dollar Speedway and the Silver Dollar Fairgrounds. And here we are still tonight, about 46 years later, And tonight, here are your cars. 24 cars going for the $7,200 to win here tonight. Your front row, front to back, we're going to lead them off with the 2XM. We saw him win the dash tonight. Max Mitry, Mad Max, will lead us to the green flag. Outside of him, it'll be the X1 of Chance Grasty. Row number 2, no stranger to victory lane at this racetrack. That's the 2X of Justin Sanders. And outside of him, also one of the top ever to get it done here at the Speedway. We're talking about Andy Forsberg. Andy Forsberg, 61 career wins at this racetrack. That ties him for 4th overall with Tim Kading. Some legendary names there. Your third row inside, Tony Gomes, a recent winner at the Speedway. He won the Chuck and Tyler Wolf Memorial back in July. He drives the 75 car inside row 3. To the outside, welcome in the 2A of Austin Wood, also a 2-time winner this year at the Speedway. Your 4th row, it'll be your overall fast time qualifier tonight. That's the 10 of Dominic Gordon. And outside of him from Santa Rosa, the 46 junior of Joel Myers Jr. Your 5th row inside, a multi-time main event winner in his career from Lincoln, California. That's the 83T of Tanner Carrick. And outside of Carrick, driving the W car here this week from Templeton, that's Caleb Montgomery. 6th row inside, the 73B, Braden Sharamonte out of El Cajon, California. 2 is outside from Colfax, that's Willie's kid, the 29 of Cole Croft. Following back inside row number 7, welcome in Medford, Oregon driver Camden Robustelli. And outside of Robustelli, it'll be the 21L of Landon Brooks. Your 8th row inside from Castro Valley in the 7P, that's Jake Andriotti. Outside of Andriotti from Sacramento, the Watsonville track champion this year, 14-year-old driver Landon Henry in the 93. 9th row inside in the snowmobile, that's the 17 of Levi Klatt. And outside of Klatt from Placerville in the High Sierra Industries, number 21, that's Shane Hopkins. 10th row inside, welcome in Merced driver, the 5L of Aiden Laramere. And to the outside, always a pleasure to have the madman here in Chico. That's Kerry Matson in the 35 KM in dedication to Kyle Main. Your 11th row, these are your B main event cars that made the show. The 17W, that's Shane Golovic. Outside of him, the 321 making her first start ever, a good one. She makes the show, that's Parker Mockbridge. And your final row, charging all the way from the last row to finish 3rd in the B, that's Jet Yantis. And your final starter, it'll be the Red Dog, that's the 5, Kenny Wanderstadt. That's your cars 1 to 24. And what a great aerial view we have now of the whole facility of the Silver Dollar Fairgrounds on a Wednesday night here in Chico, California. It's a little bit past 9 o'clock California time, and the temperature continues to drop, but the racing's going to stay fast and furious on the Speedway as we've got 30 laps upcoming for the $7,200 to win. Following the races tonight, we want to keep plugging them. I believe they're in the grandstands right now checking out the races, but Guilty as Charged, the band that will be inside the Silver Dollar Pavilion right around 10 o'clock as we're shooting for. They'll play some awesome rock and roll music here tonight. They're backed by Popular Demand, and they will be here inside the Silver Dollar Pavilion. Everybody, we want you in there tonight. Have a great time, and we'll look forward to meeting everyone, mingling with them, and doing a little bench racing after this main event inside that Silver Dollar Pavilion. We'll also have the Pavilion Pub open for all those that want to partake in some adult beverages. Following that, tomorrow, we'll be back at it. It'll be the second night of Gold Cup, but the first night for the Interstate Batteries High Limit Series, the first of 3 in a row. Our ticket office, the white office, opens up at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Front gates open at 4 p.m. daily. And do your best to follow along on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and X. We update those quite often throughout the days. Of course, our website to buy tickets, silverdolarspeedway.com. Click under the Gold Cup link. Good shot of the cars lining up. There is Cole Croft, number 29. Gary talked about since June this year, that kid's won 4 races in a sprint car, 3 of them at Placerville, 1 down at the Watsonville Speedway. 4 wins in the last couple of months for 14-year-old Cole Croft. Field lining up, trying to get in their starting spots. Track is in great condition. Thank you to the track crew. We'd mention them by name, but there's so many of them to mention. We're so thankful for their dedication and hard work the last couple of weeks. We've all been here since about the 1st of August getting ready for tonight's race. It's a big process to get the Gold Cup Race of Champions ready to go, not only with the on-track racing, the post-race parties, but also all the campers and RVs that are here throughout the week. It turns the Silver Dollar Fairgrounds into a mini city. Tony Gomes comes to a stop on the infield. We'll see if we get an update what's going on with the Mini Motorsports, number 75. Tony, a recent winner here at the Speedway. Iconic number 75, the red color, as many of us know throughout the years. Back in the day with Sean Becker behind the wheel of the Shark and that team. They won multiple championships and lots of main events. Becker not here tonight, but he's on the campsite. He'll probably, him and his buddy Forsberg will have the Shark Tales with Andy post-race at some time tonight. But Sean Becker, second all-time here at the Speedway, 66 career wins. Trailing Brent Kading, who has 91 overall, class by himself, BK. Then John Allard, 65. Jonathan Allard, I hope he's watching somewhere in New Zealand. Tim Kading and Andy Forsberg, each with 61 career wins. Gomes still on the front straightaway. We just confirmed radio issues right now with the 75 car, so they're working on that. If you haven't been here since we brought in the Musco lighting, get ready for a show. Once we get them lined up in 4-wide fashion, we'll have the light show off at turn 3. It's a great chance to get video and pictures. Of course, it looks like the balloons are all ready. They're inflated. They're ready to roll once they come down. Not when they line up, don't forget, but when they come back around and the lights show and the music's going, then you want to release the balloons. Want to thank all of the campers here in the carnival-themed campgrounds. We appreciate your energy and effort to make this Gold Cup so much fun. We'll be back next 3 nights. Of course, all kinds of things to do in the daytime and nighttime here on the Silver Dollar Fairgrounds. Trying to get the 75 back in the correct spot. And there goes Tony Gomes. Well, race fans, all cars have made it to the racetrack, 24 of them ready to go. And this time by, I believe you see, don't release the balloons yet, but you're gonna see them start to form the 4-wide tribute to us race fans. If you'd like to get up off your feet, if you're able to do so, and for this entire lap, if you wanna root them on, they'll go down through turns 1 and 2, and they'll exit down the back straightaway by the pit area. We've got all of the people in the VIP booth this week, and we're so excited. This race takes about every year to plan. It takes 365 days, but we are here tonight, night number 1 of the Gold Cup Race of Champions, in tribute to John and Robbie Paget. Race fans, welcome to the show. The balloons. 4 wide, nothing quite like it here at Silver Dollar Speedway. The lights, the Musco lighting, everybody standing up in the grandstands. And we can feel you up here in the announcer's booth and scoring tower. The electricity is alive and well Wednesday night in Chico. Field set. Well, the storylines here, will Max Mitry make it to victory lane his first time ever, the local driver that calls Silver Dollar Speedway his home? He's never got there just quite yet. 30 laps to go, see if he can get it done. Chance Grasty to his outside, Justin Sanders and Andy Forsberg, the two veterans inside row 2. They'll be fun to watch. Race fans, it is time. Off of turn number 4, someone's gonna be a hero tonight, and we're green. Boy, the teammates up front, they go 1 and 2. Down the start, it'll be Max Mitry and Justin Sanders, followed by Grasty. Tony Gomes, Andy Forsberg rolling the bottom. He'll drift up a little bit. Back up front, man, you've got Tony Gomes on the bottom, trying to get something. Great shot in 3 and 4. The two Mitry cars working well up top. Now here comes Chance Grasty, building momentum around the outside of the 75. And Chance Grasty now goes from 4th to 3rd. Gomes will change his line. Now he'll head upstairs. 3 laps down quickly that time by. Austin Wood moving to the inside of Andy Forsberg. And move Wood now into that 5th spot. Max Mitry extending his lead lap after lap over buddy and teammate Justin Sanders. Just as we say that, we've got a car spun around in turn 4, and we'll go yellow. And there it is, the 5L. Aiden Laramere will bring us to a halt. I think we got to lap 4, it looks like, on our Big Valley Sanitation scoreboard in the middle of the back straightaway. Safety crew quickly on scene, trying to just roll him back out of the foam block area off of turn number 4. You can see the transition from the outside of the track now rolling back on the embankment. Replay coming up. Should be in your upper left portion of the screen. And yeah, from our vantage point, just looks like he got up over the cushion. And Aiden in the loose stuff slid into the turn 4 area. Another great shot. There's your turn 4 bleachers. There's the safety foam blocks. Well, Max Mitry, race fans, he is your leader, and he looked cool as a cucumber up front. Kind of extended that lead quite a bit over his teammate and good buddy Justin Sanders. Nice to have the Mitry cars run 1 and 2 currently. Chance Grasty right there in 3rd. He's had just a remarkable season also in that Bushy Financial Friends and Family X1 car. Shout out to Tuccelli and Bradway and the team that keeps on rolling, the X1 team. We're back at it. Lights are out. And we're green. Good battles into turn 1 and 2. We've got a couple cars making contact in that first turn. And we'll go yellow. Well, you see a couple cars involved there. The 73B, Braden Charamonte. The 17 also there. That's Levi Klatt. To me, the bottom again, the 5L spun around backwards. That's Aiden Laramere. Charamonte now slowly crawling out of the race car. Well, you get a shot there of, we saw Brad Sweet and Colby Copeland in that turn 1 area. Oh my goodness, that was a harder hit than I thought, as Charamonte spun around, and then Klatt went in there and hit him right in the inside of the cockpit. That was scary. We'll watch it one more time into turn one. Just, boy, Klatt was already in full send mode. Nothing he could do there. Yantis got a little bit of it, and there is Aiden Laramere spun to avoid. Race fans, you might have noticed some of our cars did stop on the front straightaway. That was something that Red went out over the receiver radio. Some of the drivers heard it, some of them didn't. Yellow stayed on though, so those drivers do not get penalized. It was something that was said. Brad Sweet definitely pointing something out to Colby Copeland right now. They're having a good time. I see a smile on Brad's face. There they are, the two leaders, Brad Sweet, Colby Copeland. We miss having Kyle Larson out with us this year. Well, back up front, we still have Max Mitri as the leader. You'll have Justin Sanders, Chance Grasty, Tony Gomes. Your top four. Austin Wood will round out the top five, followed by Andy Forsberg, Dominic Gordon, Tanner Carrick, Joel Mize Jr., Caleb Montgomery, and Cole Croft in order. Brown's Towing needed to remove the 73B. Lineup is good, so once they remove the 73B off of turn one, we should quickly go back to green flag racing. There's a good shot in the work area of the four car of Jet Yantis. King Racing Products, number 4. What a drive he had in tonight's B main event. All the way up to finish 3rd, just 12 laps. Yantis in the 4 Racing, King Racing Products, United Wealth Services, Kaiser Wheels. Chiramonte on the hook. Still work being done. Track is cleared. Max Mitri up front. Some of the drivers accelerating through 3 and 4, trying to build up some heat in that right rear tire. Ready for acceleration next time by. Lights are out. All right, we're back at it. 26 laps still remain. $7,200 to win. Top 3 will end up on the front straightaway, part of the victory lane celebration. Back to the bottom of the track we go. We're green. Tony Gomes trying to slide to the inside of Grasty. He might get it. He will. He'll get the grip up to the 3rd spot. Grasty in fourth. Now Austin Wood running the bottom. Here comes Forsberg, and now Dominic Gordon gets around Forsberg on the top. Multiple grooves here tonight, still in the main event. We've got a bottom and a top, and it's been fun to watch up to this point. We'll come by and complete lap number 6. Still, the top is where you want to be in 3 and 4. Everyone going to the top right now. Joel Myers Jr. sliding to the bottom, though, in front of Carrick. Up front, your leader is going to entertain some slower traffic very, very soon. Chance Grasty throwing the slider in front of Gomes. He'll pull it off. Right behind those two, it is Austin Wood. Now Dominic Gordon, they make contact. Wood and Gomes did a 360, kept going, and we stay green. Caleb Montgomery now up in front of the 75. We've got one in the wall off of turn 4, and we're going to go red. 9T red flag situation off of turn number 4. And yikers. The 9T involved. That'll be Camden Robustelli right in front of us here. And helmet's already off. He's moving around. Let's make some noise, race fans. He seems to be just fine. Camden Robustelli in the 9T. Brown's towing will be needed once again. Having a great battle up in the top 5 and 6 of this main event, and was focused on that. We caught the end of the 9T getting into that front straightaway wall. It's again good to see him climb out quickly. We first heard of this driver, Camden Robustelli, in the dwarf car ranks, top dwarf car driver. Most recently in the So replay going to come up on your screen at home or here at the racetrack. There's the nice pass by Chance Grasty to get around Tony Gomes. They had a spirited battle for that spot. And then here comes Wood. They make contact. Somehow Gomes kept it going, didn't get upside down. Gordon kind of off the edge of the racetrack in the 10 car, and then here's the contact hard into the front straightaway wall. We had some of the foam blocks involved. You can kind of see that looks like a little bit of snow falling, but that's the foam block that got hit. And there's the speed shot from the front straightaway. Good news once again, though, Camden Robustelli, A-OK. They're going to tow away his car. Looks like we got 9 laps completed on the scoreboard, Big Valley Sanitation scoreboard, 9 laps down of the scheduled 30-lap distance. Damage there on the 75. See that rear nerf bar. Remember, he had some radio communications earlier that were troubling for the 75. So a couple issues now for Tony Gomes here tonight. And they're going to send him, looks like, maybe off the racetrack. Gomes originally started inside row 3 in that 5th spot, so he had a great starting spot here tonight. Quad pushing him back to at least the work area. All right, yellow is back on, race fans. Track is cleared. Appreciate the multiple text and messages headed my way. Sorry I haven't responded to anybody, but we're having fun here tonight. It's my home away from home. I'm very lucky to be here this long at the Silver Dollar Speedway. I got to know John and Robbie Pageant as well as anyone else did. I came to work for them in 1999 and they treated me and my wife Kylie and our kids. In fact, John Pageant wasn't John to both of my daughters. He was called Sucker Man because he always had some sort of candy or a sucker that he'd give the girls when they were very young. Of course, many of us remember John riding side saddle on his quad. One of my favorite moments throughout the years with John was when the Gold Cup came to town, and I was doing the infield many years in a row, and John would ride down there right around main event time, and we'd have some good conversations about promotions and racing and fans and main events and money and all that stuff. And John spent many a night with me on the infield just shooting it as we continued to talk about the love of racing. But John had a lot of love for Robbie, of course, his family, daughter Jonna and Alan, and of course his grandchildren, and man, Chloe. Well, he loved that girl, as we all enjoy Chloe and her smile and her warmth and love that she brought to the racetrack. We've kind of continued what they started with the family affair. It's nothing but family and friends that help out on the year-round basis here at the Silver Dollar Speedway. Field closing in on the pace vehicle. As soon as they clarify the lineup, we'll be back to green flag racing conditions here, night one of the 72nd Mike Curb Gold Cup Racing Champions. Belt single file nose to tail, the word has gone out. Lap number 9. Max Mitry's been the leader so far of the first 9 laps. Okay, we're coming to green. This time by, we're back at it. Max Mitry up front, Justin Sanders, Chance Grasty, Austin Wood, and Andy Forsberg, your top 5. They'll turn to the left and accelerate. We're green. Mitry back to the top. Sanders to the bottom, rolls towards the top. Caleb Montgomery trying to roll the top against Dominic Gordon. He gets chewed up a little bit on it. Gordon out to the inside of Forsberg. Everybody kind of committed to the top in the top 5, but now Gordon rolled the bottom. He'll change lane zone. Now he'll go to the top. Behind them, Landon Brooks slides up in front of Tanner Carrick. That's for the 8th spot. Now Carrick gets him back. It is a fine line around this quarter mile. You get up over the cushion, you're a little bit in trouble. You've got to hit that just right. It'll launch you, catapult you down the straightaways. Technical top right now here at Silver Dollar on lap number 13. Max Mitry still the class of the field. Sanders, though, has not let him get away like he did on the last restart. In fact, he's now going to look to the bottom again. He's right there. Chance Grasty is there. Austin Wood missed the cushion in turn 1. He's up and over the edge. He'll lose 3 to 4 spots. He'll continue on. We stay green. Back up front, Mitry still leads off of turn 2. Sanders is right there, and Chance Grasty. Those top 3 have a little bit of a cushion between themselves now in 4th place. Andy Forsberg. Montgomery just slides Dominic Gordon off turn number 4. That's for a top 5 spot. And yellow. Joel Myers Jr. with a problem. Issues on the 46 Junior. You see him now come to a stop. And it's been reported a left rear flat. He was running 9th before the caution. 46 Junior, Joel Myers Jr. Well, things were heating up at the front of the field. The advantage Max Mitry had was not a large one over Justin Sanders, and they were going to have to start dealing with some slower traffic. Now the yellow will get him out of that situation. Mitry will have a clear track ahead of him. We're just past the halfway point. Mitry, Sanders, Grasty, Forsberg, and now Caleb Montgomery up to that 5th spot. He started 10th. The W from 10th to 5th currently. And just like that, lights are out. Officials determine the lineup is good. 46 junior to the infield. You got to wonder how Max Mitry's doing behind the wheel of that race car. He knows he's the leader. He knows his buddy and Justin Sanders right behind him, one of the best on the West Coast. It's about hitting your marks right now, staying smooth, but also staying super quick around the top, and we're green. Mitry with a great restart, picture perfect. Now Grasty to the inside of your second place car. Sanders, oh my goodness, a haymaker off turn number 4. Things are heating up. Now Caleb Montgomery to the inside. He gets to the 4th spot. Austin Wood gets around Forsberg. It is slide or be slid right now, opening night conditions here at the Silver Dollar Speedway. Grasty and Sanders mixing it up once again for second. Give it back to Sanders. Your leaders through 3 and 4. Henry off the track just right in front of him. He continues on. We get to lap 20, 10 to go. Action all over the racetrack as we count down the laps. Your leader closing in on the 93, but boy, Mitry got tight around the cushion. He slows up a little bit. Sanders now closes in once again. Your top 3 down the back straightaway into turn 3. You've got Caleb Montgomery in 4th. Behind them, a spirited battle for Andy Forsberg and Dominic Gordon. Chance Grasty bobbled off at turn 4. He'll lose some ground. And now that 3-car battle for the lead has turned into a 2-car battle. 23 laps down. Sanders to the inside into turn 1 and 2. There's the battle for the lead. Sanders, oh, a little bit of contact with him and Mitry, new leader, Justin Sanders. Sanders now the driver to beat, followed by Max Mitry. Chance Grasty now close back in. It's a 3-car battle. About a straightaway behind is the W car, Montgomery. Forsberg having a great battle with Gordon still. Here comes Landon Brooks and Austin Woods. Man, it is fast and furious with 5 to go. Chance Grasty back to the inside of Max Mitry. They battle for second. Grasty gets the spot. And now they're behind Sanders about a full straightaway. Grasty off the edge of the racetrack. It's getting slick Rick right now. Grasty might have a problem. He does, yeah. Right rear tire on one of your top 3 cars. Chance Grasty will go yellow. We also had a car off at turn 3 and 4, race fans, over the embankment. Can't tell who it is from here, but there is a car that's parked. There it is. And that's Austin Wood. See some steam coming out of the engine compartment, and he tells, nope, hold off, want to talk to you. Talking to the crew, the safety crew member. So that was quite the shakeup. You had Chance Grasty and now Austin Wood, 2 drivers that have been clearly inside the top 6 all night. Now they've got 2 separate problems. The X1 is in the work area, and right rear tire going to be needed. He'll slide up in front. Here's the replay. Looks like right there it's starting to get a little low. There's that car. Look at it push up the racetrack. Yep, there it is. It's going down there. That's what made him force him off the racetrack, actually. We were talking about that crisscross applesauce pass, but it was really because the right rear tire was going down. Austin Wood being pushed back onto the front straightaway right in front of us, but he'll continue on, it looks like. Wasn't sure if he was going to refire or not. He will. Three laps to go for the big marbles, the big money, the winner of night one at the Gold Cup. We're about to find out. Caleb Montgomery has come from that 10th starting spot up to 3rd. Forsberg now 4th. Dominic Gordon 5th. Landon Brooks moving up to the 6th spot. Justin Sanders sets the pace. 3 final laps to go. Night number 1. And we're green. Montgomery with an awesome start. Look at the W to the inside of Max Mitry. Now Mitry fights him back to the inside. Forsberg around the outside, and we go yellow. Car is parked in turns 1 and 2 on the outskirts. Wow, what a restart that was. Too bad the yellow came out. That was exciting stuff, gonna go down. We stay on lap 27, 3 to go. L, the driver that has stopped, Aiden Laramere. That'll be his 2nd stop of the night. The 2-spin rule in effect. He'll go back to the trailer. Done for the night. We've got 3 laps to decide this thing still. What a restart by Caleb Montgomery as he bolted around the 2XM and Max Mitry as they battled for 2nd. And here comes the X1. Good effort by the X1 to get that tire change back in this event. All right, we'll try it again. Shout out also to Kerry Madsen. He started 20th. And Madsen now in that 7th spot for the restart in the 35 Kyle Main 35 KM. Lights are out. We'll continue on. 3 laps remain to get the opening night winner. And we're green. Max that time protects the bottom as he saw Montgomery sneak by him. Good job by him. We got one almost sideways, and now it's upside down. Red, red, red. Damage to the top right side panel of Cole Croft in the 29 car, but the driver that was upside down is the 10 of Dominic Gordon. Dominic originally started inside row 4. Of course, you'll remember started the night off by turning the overall fastest lap in qualifying. And there's a shot also on your screen of the 29 of Cole Croft, that right side top wing damage we had talked about. Replay coming up. And, oh yeah, just pinched it off a little bit, the 10 car. Didn't want to get into Forsberg. And around he went, there it is. Up on 2 wheels, and Croft nowhere to go. Tough break for Cole Croft. Obviously, a tough break also for the 10 car, Dominic Gordon. We see him moving around just fine inside that race car. So tow truck going to be needed maybe to remove the 10 car. We are under red flag conditions here. 3 laps remain. Call has gone out. I believe the 29 has to go to the work area. Unable to race that way with that right side panel. Push vehicle now going to tell the other driver, I think it's, we got to get him back to the work area. There he is on your screen. There's Brad Sweet talking to him. Well, 3 laps remain, and then we'll get the top 3 on the front straightaway. We'll have the winner interview along with the 2nd and 3rd place. We've got a cool John and Robbie Pageant trophy to give your winner tonight. We'll send it downstairs to Gary Thomas, who seemed to abandon me up in the announcer's booth by myself since the heat races. There is Croft now, and slowly pushing him back to the work area. Quite the story for Cole Croft. Once again, 3 wins in the last 2 months. 3 of them at Placerville, the other win coming down at Watsonville Speedway. 4 wins. Bright future ahead of this driver. We had the privilege to watch his father, Willie Croft, double down. Turn the wheel of a sprint car for many years. Of course, Cole's mom is Samantha Croft, but originally Samantha Hurst. So you've not only got the Croft racing side, but also the Hurst family in his blood. So that is a natural-born racer right there, race fans. Cole Croft, big things to come for him. Left rear issue on the 46 Junior of Joel Myers Jr. And we talked about Kerry before that restart. Documented his charge to the front. There it is, plus 13 for the 35 KM. Kerry Madsen teaming up with the Main family. Shout out to Adam Main, Harold and Janet Main, good family friends of ours. The W of Caleb Montgomery from 10th to 3rd. And he's been on the charge. Caleb, one of those guys that following in the Tanner Holmes footsteps of doing social media and gathering followers. He also has a segment called The Pit Room. You can pay for that. It'll give you more in-depth stuff about what it's like to work on a race car. Up front, you got relatively youngsters, and behind them, you got 50-year-old Andy Forsberg in the 92, the veteran now of this group. Landon Brooks started 14th, and now Lando up to that 5th spot. Keep your eye on him the next 3 nights when it comes to interstate batteries, high limit racing. Landon Brooks could be one of the top locals. Avi's a potent in that Tyner Hurst Enterprises prepared number 21L. Lights are out. We'll see if we can get the 3 laps completed. It'll be go time. Next time through turn 4. Sanders, Mitri, Montgomery. We'll see if they stay that way for the next 3 laps. We are green. Montgomery to the outside, trying to get around Mitri, who played to the bottom. They'll race side by side, elbow to elbow into turn 3. Behind them, Landon Brooks shoots the gap, gets in front of Forsberg. .28 laps down, 2 to go. Forsberg trying to hold off the charge by Kerry Madsen and Tanner Carrick. White flag in the air, 1 to go. Early part of this race, it was Max Mitri, but with 10 to go, Justin Sanders made his move, and he will win the John and Robbie Pageant Classic, night 1 of the Gold Cup. He'll be followed by Max Mitri and Caleb Montgomery, the top 3. Checkered flag in the air, dual checkered flags. And congratulations, Justin Sanders back to victory lane. That should be his 23rd win of his career at Silver Dollar Speedway. Congratulations to Justin, Demo Mitri, and the entire 2X team, Hunter Brady, among others that work hard on that team cars. Race fans, we invite you to stick around for the post-race top 3 interviews. If you do want to, and we'd like you to go to the NOS Energy Drink Silver Dollar Pavilion, The post-race concert, Guilty as Charged, will be fired up here probably in about 15 to 20 minutes. We invite you into the Silver Dollar Pavilion every night following the races for activities. Tomorrow night, Glow Party. Friday night, it'll be the world-famous Chili Feed Bikini Contest. And then, of course, Saturday, it'll be all kinds of stuff in that pavilion. We've got the Fan Appreciation Gold Cup Barbecue presented by Rental Guys also Saturday at noon. Plenty of things to get to the rest of the week. It was a good opening night here. 40 race cars, great field of cars, great crowd here tonight on a Wednesday. We appreciate each and every one of you spending your hard-earned money here tonight at the Silver Dollar Speedway, enjoying a great racing entertainment atmosphere here on a Wednesday. Waiting for those top three to get through the scales, make weight, make their way back to the racetrack. Well, it is official. The 2X has cleared, so Justin Sanders is your official winner tonight. They'll roll him back towards the front straightaway. Sanders, obviously one of the local favorites to get a shot to win the Gold Cup this year. And he starts things off by winning the Wednesday night portion, the 360 part of the Gold Cup. Be good to talk to him. It'll be interesting to talk to Max Mitri also. And we'll see what Max has to say. And then, of course, Caleb Montgomery rounds out your podium in the W car. Well, there he is pulling into victory lane for the 23rd time in his career at Silver Dollar Speedway. Quickly climbing up the all-time winners list board. Wait for him to get out of the race car before we welcome him here to the front straightaway. And he's going to go to the top. Race fans, let him hear it. Justin Sanders, tonight's winner on the Wednesday night part of the Gold Cup. Justin once again getting it done here tonight. We see Caleb Montgomery is back in his spot. We'll welcome out Max Mitri also. So a top two from Mitri Construction. A great night of racing, of course, and we will send it downstairs. Gary Thomas, I see you on the stage. I see Justin in front of you. We'll invite him up on that victory stage.
Justin Sanders, come on up here, my friend. One more time, race fans. Justin Sanders wins the John and Robbie Pageant Classic. And Justin, early on there, you bided your time, very patient, as you always are. You pounced when you had that opportunity, and you pick up another Wednesday night Gold Cup win. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think that was really my only opportunity. I think I was going to get him. We'd get to traffic, and we kind of get racing. I'd get close, and then the yellow would come out, and I think he just hesitated for 1 second around that lap car, and that was my opportunity. I know we made a little contact, but his right sides were out of my view, so I couldn't see him at that point. Love Max like a little brother, but I'm still going for the win, even though we're teammates. So again, thanks to all my my crew, Hunter Brady, Rusty Kruger, Aaron Reitzel for hanging out tonight and lending us a hand. Demo Mitri and all their guys, Mitri Construction, Yuba Sutter Aviation, Heath and Raquel, this is their motor, so got to thank them again for everything. North County Plastering, FK Rod-Ends, TI-64, High Performance Lubricants, Factory Cane, Walker Performance Filtration, Triple X Chassis, Shield Suits, TJ Forge Wheels, just everybody that lends us a hand. Hopefully this will get us some momentum going for the next 3 nights.
We talked about it earlier, a lot of success last year at the Gold Cup. You got that prelim win, but how cool is it to be back in kind of a friendly confines, your home confines back in the 2X? Yeah, no, it's definitely good. We're still definitely searching for a little bit more speed. This is a new car tonight, and we kind of just built it for the 360 and just tried to keep our 410 stuff separate for Gold Cup and for the swing, and then we built this car. It's pretty good. It definitely got some kinks to work out, so we'll kind of take what we learned tonight, and I think for the future, with a little help from Aaron and a couple guys, I think we definitely made the car better. So, like I said, got a little bit of work to do, but we're not bad. To reiterate to the comments last week, what was the worst thing you called? That definitely wasn't it. So, I got to do better than that. We got to hear something better than that. But yeah, no, definitely take it. $7,200 is a good payday, especially when I just bought a house and stuff. I really need the money. Excellent job. Go and beat them high rollers the rest of the week.
Yeah, we'll work on it.
All right, that's Justin Sanders, race fans, tonight's A main winner. We'll let him get the victory photos with Savannah wearing that nice clown outfit there. Got about 1 million photographers down here, as we always do at the Gold Cup. Well, your second place finisher gave it a hell of a run, race fans. How about it for Max Mitry, driver of the Mitry Construction 2XM. And Max, you keep closing in on these Chico wins. I know you want to get one, but good battle up front with Justin Sanders, and you guys had a lot of speed in this car.
Yeah, unfortunately, after that contact, it broke the bolt out of my panhard, so my front end wouldn't stay center in the car, and it just go left to right. So basically was done for after that, and he was all checked out. So that really sucks. I feel like we had a really great car, but yeah, just get after it the rest of the week.
Good luck with High Limit.
Thank you.
All right, that's Max Mitry, tonight's runner-up finisher. We'll get on over here, Mr. Sampson. Kayla Montgomery is somewhere around here. Where's he at? There's Kayla Montgomery. Race fans, let him hear it. New combination with you and Kevin and Paul last week, and it seems like tonight you guys kind of hit on something there in the main event.
Yeah, I've definitely learned. I'm just the lucky guy that gets to drive the race car, and working with these guys is phenomenal. I can't thank Trevor, Paul, and Kevin enough for just helping me and teaching me all this stuff about wing racing. I've been doing it a long time, but like just working with these guys is phenomenal because I'm learning so much in just a short amount of time, and I feel like each time, you know, we made little gains in the 410, and I feel like we made a good jump in the 360 tonight. Definitely have a lot that I still want to work on and a lot I need to focus on, but I feel like each time we get a little bit better and I can just learn that little bit more, and I'm just keep on adding pieces of the puzzle. But like I said, it wouldn't be possible without Kevin, Paul, and Trevor. These guys are just, they're a watertight team. They're phenomenal. It's absolutely incredible to work with them.
Well, good run. Best of luck the rest of the week.
Thank you, Gary.
All right, that's Kayla Montgomery, your third place finisher tonight. And that'll wrap up things from trackside. Troy Hennig had a lot of fun here tonight, and we'll send it back upstairs to you to close out the show.
As always, thanks for being there for us, GT, as we're going to do a race recap quickly. FloRacing race recap, and there's the start of the race. Obviously, Max Mitry battling with his teammate Justin Sanders. Chad Scrasty was in the mix. Here comes Tony Gomes to the inside, and they also had a great battle there early part of this race. Once again, a nice shot going into turn one as they were crisscrossing those top spots early in this event. Here came Austin Wood, contact with Tony Gomes, and that sent him around. Gomes ended up in the work area. Chance Grasty back to the inside as they continue to try to figure out this tricky but technical racetrack. There's the battle for the lead. Race fans off at turn number 2. Contact between the teammates. Justin Sanders, though, powers the 2X to victory lane, and he goes to the top to celebrate here night number 1 at the 72nd annual Gold Cup Racing Champions presented by Mike Kerb. Race fans, thank you so much for being with us here tonight. On behalf of myself, SLC Promotions, FloRacing, everybody that's involved in this production, we wish you well. We hope to see you here the next 3 nights at the Gold Cup. If not, tune in on FloRacing. I'm Troy Hennig, and on behalf of all of us, thank you for being a part of the Gold Cup this year. We look forward to seeing you the rest of the week. Until then, be safe, be good humans, and we'll catch you on the flip side.